Sending Kayshawn Boutte to the Houston Texans. Boom! For safety Jalen Reed and a future draft pick.
Okay. Who came on and mentioned Boutte as a possible trade chip?
You know, Jason McCourty said that.
That's right.
First off.
That's right.
And you and I kind of looked at each other like, oh, that would make a lot of sense. And they get the deal done.
Boy, that's a good pickup.
He had asked for a trade, but had been participating in training camp. He did not play in the second preseason game. So that was also kind of an indication that maybe something was in the works. But yeah, I think this works for both teams.
All this does, right?
Yeah. Patriots had kind of a crowded wide receiver room. He had wanted out. Now he gets a chance to really be the number 2 there for Houston with Jaden Higgins out for the season.
So Nick Caserio, needing wide receivers, decides to make a booty call.
Oh.
Listen, I should just leave now. I don't think there's going to, there's only a few minutes left. I don't think it can get any better.
Hello.
Made a booty call.
We've all done it.
Had I been the one to say that, though.
Have we? Listen, I'm allowed to say.
Hey.
Hi.
How are you? It's Before the Growl. I'm John. That's Andy. That's Emily. And this man walking in here is Brian Cohen. And this show today is loaded.
Oh, yeah.
Tons of stuff going on, including our lead story out of the gate where Andy and I have an honest disagreement about what's going on with the Dodgers. So we're going to get into all that. But, Emily, first, let's not bury the lead. Kickball playoffs this weekend.
It's postseason, baby. It's postseason. So we played in what felt like 100-degree heat yesterday, and we had there's 2 weekends. This is the first weekend. We did win our first game, and we have potential of 2 games next Sunday. If anybody ever wants to come out and see it, anyway.
Where are they being played?
Poinsettia Park.
Okay.
Which is.
I know where that is.
So wait a minute. This must mean you did well in the
yes,
playoffs.
We did. Okay.
You have games next week.
Right.
We do. Okay. So our team is a lot like, I guess, the Dodgers. Sometimes you get hot and cold. So we had one inning where we scored a bunch of runs. We scored 4 points in that inning. I'm always a third base coach, so I'm running them in, having us steal bases
Dino
and
Ebel.
stuff.
You're like a windmill all the time.
Except for I'm never telling them to stop, as opposed to Dino Ebel. But
Emily, green light Hebel.
Yeah. Andy, make him make a throw.
Right.
Make him make a throw.
I am one of the bigger kickers. They put me in the cleanup position, and so here I am coming up. We are tied.
All female team?
All female.
Okay.
We are tied to end at the end of the innings that are allowed, and I'm up to bat. There are 2 people on, and they're on second and third. And there are 2 outs, okay? So here's where I'm trying to go. I'm not that fast. And so I'm trying to kick it deep just to get the third person in. So what happens is...
Aren't there 2 outs?
There are 2 outs.
So if you go deep and they catch it, then
But they can't catch it. A lot of people don't drop the ball. That's the thing is, no one catches my balls.
Okay.
So anyway, I kick it, and it's in the shallow outfield. And the girl on third gets home. But the girl running from second tries to go home as well. We don't need this run. She goes because I'm not running third base coach, and she gets out. So no runs scored in this league if you're at the third.
I have questions about kickball.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it the play at the plate? Do you have to tag the runner or just catch it?
If it's a non-forced. So it's you have to tag
It's
them.
like regular baseball.
And you can also hit them with the ball, but if you hit them in the head, it doesn't
Peggy's
count.
got
Yeah. So games, the regular part of the game is done, and it goes to sudden death. So in sudden death, if it's a ball, the person gets the base. You only get 1 pitch per person.
Ooh.
Okay, so if it's a ball, person gets
Need
first
that
base.
field.
If it's a strike, you're out. If it's a foul, you're out. And you have 3 runs to try to get. And they do the ghost runner. The person starts on the second base. So the first person goes and they get a deep hit or whatever. The girl tries to go from second to third. But the way it ends in baseball is if the pitcher has it on the mound, the play is over. You can't advance a base, whatever. The play is over. And so we challenge it anyway. So that we have our time up. And we end up winning because this one girl just hit a big old kick out to the outfield. And it was great. So anyway, but it was a very interesting sudden death scenario because your pitchers have to throw it easy because they can't afford a ball.
Right. Ball is basically a walk.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
A ball is a walk, but you also you can get somebody out with a strike. Anyway, it was very exciting, very riveting. Our team is moving on to next weekend, and the other team is out.
Nice.
It was great.
So what do you do after a playoff kickball victory? Straight to the bar, or do you go home and rest up?
Do you not want to get ahead of yourself?
Right.
Like, do you celebrate before a championship?
No, we did not celebrate this week. It was not. It was more of a everyone had anything else to do. It's too hot. Anybody at the bar was only outside.
It was insanely hot this week.
Yeah.
I played golf both days, and it was as hot. Did you go outside at all, BC?
Yeah, a couple times, both days, and it was scorching.
Yeah, that's about as hot as LA gets.
Yeah, and so my friends, a lot of them are going to a concert later too. So anyway, no one wanted to do it, but we will celebrate next week. What we do when we are in the B division, there is A, B, and C, so we're in the B division. So hopefully we win.
You could literally be Queen B.
We could.
Queen
we could
of the
be the
bee
queen
division.
of the bees or whatever. So yeah, it was really fun. It was a good time.
And then you worked the Ram game on Saturday, right?
Yes, we had a great time.
That was about as one-sided of a preseason game as I have ever seen.
Did you see Sean McVay? So if you didn't catch the game, at the end of the game, the Saints are lining up to kick like a 40-yard field goal because they have a kicking competition. They're trying to get a field goal in.
Yeah.
So the
there's
kicker,
there's an epilogue to this. But
Yeah.
Go ahead.
the kicker misses it, and all you see is Sean laughing. He's just laughing in
And
the
the
face
Rams
of them.
jumping up and down. But here's the thing: when that kicker missed the field goal, Daniel Carlson, who I know well because he's been the Raider kicker forever.
Yeah.
Raiders are moving on. He mysteriously signed with the Saints this morning, thanks to that missed kick.
Yes.
But Mevis actually looks good.
Yeah, Mevis, they haven't, like in the regular season last year, they haven't really pushed him to do more than he's supposed to do, but he's made all the kicks he's had to. I don't think that, like, if Mevis lines up for a 50-yard field goal, I'm not nervous, but if it's anything above 54, I am, just because we haven't really seen him take anything more than 54 as he's been a Ram. So I think he's pretty automatic, knock on wood, from under 50. So that's all I think Sean McVay needs, because I think if they're on the border, they'd rather just let Matthew Stafford take another crack at it.
Yeah, you guys see Harrison Butker kicks a 69-yard field goal.
Nice.
I actually have a thought on that I'll share during the show. BC, how was the weekend?
Pretty good. Good.
You missed the cruise now? I mean, now that you're home, you're like longing to get back on the boat?
Yeah, especially with the weather. It was like, this is not okay.
Right. Well, I was going to say, it never gets – Brian went on a delayed honeymoon cruise to Alaska, and he just got back last week. Was weather ever an issue on the cruise?
No, it was –
Not too hot, not too cold?
Perfect. Yeah.
Like,
perfect the whole time.
Alaska's not
70s.
cold in the summer, right?
No, it was pretty warm. It's still kind of rainy, but when we were there, nothing.
Yeah, because this is how hot it was this weekend. When I play golf, we tee off first thing in the morning, so I'm layered up in the morning. No layers necessary.
Right.
It was 78 degrees at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Well, we will have the ESPN LA Golf Tournament on Friday, and it'll be 1,000 degrees.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, so I have two golf tournaments coming up. So ESPN LA is Friday, and then the Lakers tournament is the following Thursday.
Or maybe we can have a repeat of Monster, because it's Pachanga every day at like 2 p.m. The winds come.
All right. That's all right around the corner. See you in 2 minutes. Brian, I emailed you the shorter Kobe file. It's only 12 minutes instead of the 16. Will you throw that one up for me?
The tailgate and everything after. 250,000 people already own their swagger. Buy one, get one 50% off. Code ESPN. SundaySwagger.com. Code ESPN. Buy one, get one 50% off. SundaySwagger.com. Code ESPN.
We expect our information in real time. U.S. Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. U.S. Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. It's a fruity candy flavor explosion, and I mean explosion. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots, a zero-sugar treat that's sweet tooth approved. These can take care of my candy cravings and provides a tasty caffeine kick without all the sugar. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Get candy-flavored chaos with Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
At ESPN Los Angeles.
7:10 a.m.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma sports radio station.
ESPN 710, Los Angeles.
And it is the biggest show on the radio. Mason and Ireland is on for your Monday afternoon.
Ireland, best show on the radio.
Here we go, Monday, the 24th of August, 2026. Hope you had a beautiful weekend. The biggest show on the radio is back. Is Mason back this week? Oh, he's back Wednesday. Well, that means the one and only AK's here. Andy Kamenetsky.
May I see it? Really? Please.
Yes, indeed. Host of Locked On Lakers, our Boogie Nights brother, along with John Ireland, the voice of the Lakers. Johnny I, on today, 8/24. Happy Kobe Bryant Day as we celebrate the Mamba. All day long here on ESPN LA.
Kobe so far in this game has 11 to lead the Lakers. Kobe driving right side, pump fakes once, leans into the key, bank pass to himself, and then puts it up and in. He threw it off the backboard to himself, grabbed the rebound and scored.
Plus, Rams preseason game 2 was a shellacking for the New Orleans Saints. Producer Emily's part of the Rams broadcast team. We'll talk about the greatness of Stetson Bennett. How about that?
Flush to the right. He's going to tuck it and run at the 5. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Stetson Bennett trots for the 8-yard score.
Plus, Dodgers baseball, the sweep of the Pirates over the weekend, and so much more. M's here, producer Brian Cohen, the social team in the back, and you. Let's do it for a Monday.
So with that said, let's get this show on.
The biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland, your Monday afternoon right now.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What's happening, people? Hope you had a great weekend. It's Mason and Ireland. I'm John Ireland. That is Andy Kamenetsky. As Chris Morales mentioned, Mason is expected to return on Wednesday. Whether or not that actually happens, as you know, Mace doesn't really like work. So we'll see if he shows up.
He did post a photo outside of his gate getting onto the plane, so we do know that he is leaving wherever he is.
Okay, good. So he's making a motion back to the States. Brian Cohen's back. BC, how are we today?
Doing good, doing good.
Good. And we have a ton to get to. We are absolutely loaded after a huge sports weekend. But right out of the gate, Andy and I have a legitimate disagreement about what is going on with the Dodgers. And I'll state my case, and then Andy will I'll sit down. We're like lawyers. I'll sit down, and Andy will give his take. So here's my take on what happened this weekend with the Dodgers. Something happened on Friday night that has me convinced that Mark Walter is not going to sell the team. Stan Kasten, who is the president and a co-owner, initiated. Now, the key here is that Stan initiated an impromptu press conference with reporters behind the batting cage. He tripled down that the Dodgers are not for sale and won't be any time in the near future. So, Andy, here's the heart of my argument. Kasten is really smart. Mm-hmm. We've had him on the show a bunch of times. He used to run the Atlanta Braves, the Hawks, the Washington Nationals. Career sports executive that might be in the Hall of Fame one day. Just really good at his job.
Yep.
There is no way, in my opinion, he does this unless he knows something. Every smart executive I know in this situation would never say anything if a sale was coming. They wouldn't comment. They wouldn't make themselves available. The fact that Kasten did the opposite, not only made himself available, but called reporters over and went back and forth with them on the state of the investigation, I don't think it's as bad as most local media people are making it out to be. Now, Stan first began, he gets all these reporters around him. This is a little hard to hear because the microphones were right in his face. But there may be 10, 12 reporters around him, and he said this on Friday night.
Dodgers are not being sold. They're not going to be sold. They're not for sale. There's no process that has been started to sell it, period. We are planning only to win. That's what we are always doing, and we're still continuing to do that, both this year, and we've started our planning for next year, which is trickier than usual because we're not exactly sure what the rules are for next year, but I just wanted this to be clear because this question keeps coming up.
All right, so he wants it to be clear that the Dodgers are not for sale. They're not going to be for sale. He basically doubles down. Then, Dylan Hernandez from the California Post, and I began this show last week, Andy. I can't remember if you were with me or not, but I said there's a lot of blame to go around with this Mark Walter story, including the L.A. media and including Steve Mason and John Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we all dropped the ball on this. We didn't examine this when Mark Walter bought the team. And after Frank McCourt, I think that's a failure of the media. So kudos to Dylan Hernandez, who immediately came right back at Stan. And again, this is not the greatest radio in the world, but you'll be able to hear it. It's only 30 seconds. And Dylan's point is, look, Stan, you can say that the Dodgers aren't for sale. Just like I could go in the paper and write that Mark Walter's going to have to sell him because he doesn't have any money. Aren't we both premature in our opinions? You'll hear all this play out. And Stan sticks to his guns again. First you'll hear Dylan, and then you'll hear Stan.
My contention here, I guess, is that your declaration might also be premature, right? I mean, just like it would be premature to say, like, hey, Mark's going to go to prison or Mark's going to be forced to liquidate. It might be premature to say that, but I think it's also, by the same token, premature to say that he won't have to sell.
I can tell you from the guy running the team, knowing how the business is running, what it can support in terms of revenues and expenses, the Dodgers aren't going anywhere. I feel that very strongly, and Mark feels it stronger than I do.
All right, so he said, Dodgers aren't going anywhere. I feel it very strongly. Mark feels it stronger than I do. Andy, in my opinion, someone as smart as Stan Kasten does not put his entire career reputation on the line unless he knows something. I'd be willing to bet money that Mark Walter is still the owner of the Dodgers when we go into 2027. You disagree, tell me why.
Well, okay, I want to make it clear. I don't disagree that he necessarily is going to have to sell. I don't think anybody knows, including quite possibly Mark Walter in August, whether or not he'd have to sell in, say, December or January, just so that part of it's clear. Where I disagree with you is hearing Stan Kasten say this does not convince me in the slightest, because what the hell else is he going to say?
Nothing.
No. But here's the thing, though. As he said, the question keeps getting asked. It's not even the first time Stan Kasten has been asked this. He cannot say anything in this position other than we're not going to sell. It won't be sold. That won't sound like wishy-washy or potentially it's going to happen. No comment in this context sounds like it could happen. And when you take into account what the Dodgers are doing right now, they are trying to get themselves in the best form leading into the postseason. They've got a huge series coming up against Atlanta. The team
starts tomorrow.
Right. The team
in Atlanta.
The team that is chasing them for
and ironically,
second place.
The team that Stan ran for 20 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the team that's chasing them for second place. And, right now they have a 4-game lead on Atlanta. They could bump it up to 7. They could drop it down to 1. Then after that, they go to Detroit, which is going to be emotional for Tarek Skubal. This would be a disastrous time to message anything other than the team is not being sold, so don't bother asking players about it. Don't go asking Shohei Ohtani about what could happen with his deferred money because we're not selling. But it's not convincing to me because there's nothing else he would or should say right now.
Answer me this.
Mm-hmm.
Stan Kasten does not go on the field before every game. He's not behind the batting cage every game.
His owner's not under federal investigation every day.
Right. But he could have done what he does on many other nights, stay in the owner's suite because he's a minority owner, and not talk to any reporters, which is exactly what I would do if I was worried about the team being sold. The fact that he initiated this, to me, speaks volumes. He knows something, and he can't say what it is, and Mark Walter is not selling the Dodgers.
I don't know if he actually knows something because, truth be told, A, we don't know if Mark Walter's been lying to him the way he clearly was lying to other people.
Okay.
So he may be getting lied to. B, I guarantee there are depths of Mark Walter's financial businesses that Stan Kasten is not privy to because they wouldn't be any of his business.
Right.
Like he wouldn't know any of this stuff. And again, he knows this question is permeating, and he knows the potential that it could have to cause legit anxiety for the players. So if I were him and I'm looking to try to shut down the question, you do it aggressively, and you do it as aggressively as he did. But also, you said, too, the idea that this would, him putting his reputation on the line, he's not. He's actually putting Mark Walter's reputation on the line.
Right.
Because Stan
Who's
Kasten,
his boss.
Right, but Stan Kasten can turn around and say, let's just say in December, it turns out the team's getting sold. Stan Kasten's asked about this. Look, I'm just telling you what Mark Walter told me. It's not like this is not Stan Kasten who's under investigation. This is not Stan Kasten's reputation. This is Stan Kasten working for his boss. Like, how many times in sports, politics, whatever, have we seen people insist up and down, blank is not going to happen, or blank is going to happen? And then one day, as a lot of people predicted, blank did or did not happen.
Emily, I am absolutely convinced Stan Kasten knows something, that the Dodgers are not going to be sold. Andy says you can't trust it. If you had to pick one side, whose side would you jump on?
I'm more skeptical like Andy, that I think they're trying to get ahead of bad press. They're trying to get ahead of a story that seems to be rolling down a hill. But I don't think the story is over.
Brian, if you had to guess, when the calendar turns from 26 to 27, because every report out there says Mark Walter, whatever financial problems he has to have, needs to be resolved by end of this calendar year. On January 1st, 2027, have the Dodgers been engaged in a sale?
I don't think so. I think Mark Walter will hold on to him. That's the bread and butter here. Whatever it takes, that's the last resort.
I have a question for both of you.
Yeah.
So let's live in a hypothetical world in which they do so. Okay?
Okay.
Would Andrew Friedman stay? We don't have the details of his contract.
You're going down the Bill Plaschke road. Now, by the way, Dylan Hernandez, Andy, is completely with you. After Dylan had that exchange with Stan, Dylan wrote the next day, cannot trust this.
Here, I'll tell you
blah, blah, blah.
I'll tell you one area, and you didn't play this piece of it just because it's a lot of audio and it's not
like
great
11
sound.
minutes long.
It's not great sound quality. But before the part that you played, Dylan brought up the federal investigation, and Stan Kasten said, well, like, that's your interpretation. Like, he's playing dumb or opaque about, well, he might not even be under federal investigation. That's just what you're reporting. Like, he's not really being that straightforward in any of this. If you listen to the entire conversation, there's a lot of spinning going on.
Yeah,
there's an attempt to grab the story.
Well,
yes. It's an attempt to hold it off for 2 months until they get through this season. Because let's just say they sell in December. That doesn't affect this season. They're just trying to get through this season.
Speaking of this season, strangely, the Dodgers look great. They've won 6 games in a row. They're not beating teams that are any good, but they've won 6 games in a row. Andy Pages did break his hand when he leaned into a pitch on Friday night. So he's going to be out for a month. But on the field, the Dodgers look good, and they're pitching this weekend. Yamamoto, Skubal, and then yesterday Snell all look great.
Yep.
And that's the rotation they're going to have when the postseason starts. So strangely, while off-the-field issues are in the headlines, very quietly, the Dodgers, and I said last week, I no longer am picking the Dodgers to three-peat. I just think Philadelphia's won 8-9 games in a row. I just think it's really hard to win 3 years in a row, so I'm picking somebody else. But I've been wrong before. They looked really good this week.
Glasnow pitching Tuesday against Atlanta, finally coming back.
And now, and Shohei's been ramping up.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to pitch Shohei again. So they may be all hands on deck when the playoffs start and may be the team to beat. Eric Karros was on with us last week. He said, anybody who tells you that the Dodgers aren't the team nobody wants to play is lying. Nobody wants to play the Dodgers because they're so loaded with talent. All right, coming up next, we mentioned the Ram game. Did the Rams solve their backup quarterback problem on Saturday? Maybe. We'll get into that next. Mason out of town for 2 more days. Andy Kamenetsky in for him. M's here, Brian's here, Mason in Ireland, ESPN LA.
And it is the 15-minute mark right here on 710 ESPN. On the all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
The 15-minute mark on 710. Fueled by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
You know, in that time it took to hear your favorite takes and all that fun and frivolity, you could be pulling out with a fresh oil change. No waiting, no appointment, just in and out in about 15 minutes. Bam! so you've got more time for what matters. Visit SoCalOilChange.com.
In just 15 minutes, you can boost your vehicle's performance and save money while doing it. Visit SoCalOilChange.com now for value pack coupons and keep your car and your wallet running strong.
The 15-minute mark on 710, made possible by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
2 minutes away from figuring out if the Rams solve their backup quarterback problem, but the 13th annual SoCal Hyundai ESPN LA Golf Classic presented by Vista Paint is back this Friday, August 28th. Tune in for the all-day live broadcast at Black Gold Golf Club in Yorba Linda. Proceeds benefit the V Foundation for Cancer Research, brought to you by your SoCal Hyundai dealers.
When it comes to hiring, other job sites are still huddling, while ZipRecruiter's already in the end zone. What's the advantage? With ZipRecruiter, when you need to hire someone fast, you get them fast, but you also get the best person for your job. It's a win-win. Plus, ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Recruiting a team or looking for fresh talent, ZipRecruiter covers the field with their powerful technology and immediately starts showing your job to the right candidates. That's why over 4 million businesses have used ZipRecruiter to hire, and why 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within 1 day. ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster, smarter, and more efficient from post to hire before the competition can even line up. Get in the end zone with ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
Guys, Pizza Hut takes me back old school. Birthday parties, Little League, Friday nights, there was always something special about the Hut. Now, celebrate again with Pizza Hut's new throwback value menu. Iconic favorites like a personal pan pizza, breadsticks, and a 2-liter soda starting at just $4. Feed the family with the original stuffed crust pizza, $11.99 for a 1-topping medium. Try new additions like triple cheese, mac, and gooey s'mores sticks. Go to pizzahut.com or order now on the Pizza Hut app.
Summer is sizzling and the August deals are at Northridge or Wonders Toyota. It's Bethel Durant, and I love my Camry Hybrid. And right now, you can lease a 2026 Camry SE Hybrid CVT for $359 a month or 36 months plus tax. $359 for a new Camry Hybrid? Come on now. It's got to be Northridge and Wonders Toyota.
Lease based on 2026 Camry model 2561 with total SRP of $33,808. Lease in purchase amount of $21,964. $29.99 due at signing. Includes first month's payment and $750 acquisition fee. Security deposit may be required. Unapproved credit, tax, title, license, or extra. Excludes dealer doc fee of $80. Offer ends 8/31/2026.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins Aeroburst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of Aeroburst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
Mason and Ireland on LA's mega sports station.
Oh my, am I really on Mason and Ireland show?
Yes.
This is a great moment. Hey.
Right now, more of Mason and Ireland on 710.
3 receivers out there for the Saints on 3rd and goal from the 6. Rattler in the gun. Rattler drops back, looks left, throws left. It is intercepted! The Rams going the other way at the 20, the 30, the 40. It's Alex Cook. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown Rams. A 100-yard interception for a touchdown. Give that man some oxygen, because he's going to...
The voice of George Sedano.
Yes, sir.
Calling the Ram game on Saturday. JB slid over to TV. More on that in a second, but good for George. Great call. Rams.
Multi-ball knower, George Sedano.
Destroyed the Saints on Saturday.
Yep.
34-0. Emily worked that game. Stetson Bennett has played the role of Rams preseason quarterback for 4 straight preseasons. Ironically, Andy, he's never appeared, not even one play in a regular season game. But against New Orleans, he completed 19 of 31 passes for 181 yards and ran for 2 TDs. Ty Simpson, who had that great game against the Chiefs, only got 3 second-half series. He completed 8 of 12 passes for 73 yards, led 1 touchdown drive. If you had to name a backup QB right now, Andy Kamenetsky, would you pick Stetson Bennett, Ty Simpson, or bring somebody new in? Gary Klein, who covers the Rams for the LA Times, thinks Bennett is now kind of in the chair if the season started tomorrow. If you were Les Snead, what would you do about your backup quarterback?
I would be having serious conversations with Jimmy Garoppolo, trying to bring him back, because Stetson Bennett has never done this against starting/real NFL defenses. And I do think, just so it's clear, I do think he played well. I do think he looked good and awesome for him. Like, he is trying to maintain his livelihood in the NFL. These are really good steps. But that being said, seeing him do this, not just against second and third string defenses, but some of the specific, like New Orleans second and third string, I am not convinced that if Stafford went down for a month, Bennett could actually keep the Rams going the way they want to.
What are we doing here? Stetson Bennett is not an NFL quarterback. Let's just say that out loud. He's not an NFL quarterback.
19 of 31, 2 touchdowns.
I watched every play.
Dan
with my own
Orlovsky came out and said some team like Atlanta should trade a late-round pick for him.
We will get to that in a second. I watched with my own 2 eyes. There were at least 5 plays where there was a serious miscommunication, and I think it's on Stetson Bennett for either not throwing the right route or not knowing what the routes are. He is not getting it. While you might be able to find a highlight of him dropping a pass into a pocket where a guy is triple covered and he makes a great catch, that ball is floating too much. There is no zip to his passes. Sure, he ran for 2 touchdowns, but he almost bobbled the second one, which would have been that one rule that everyone loves where it gets fumbled out the back of the end zone. I have no idea why he's on this team still. I don't know why he's with the Rams, besides that the Rams just love him or they see themselves in him. They want to see him succeed, but he's not going to succeed because he's not a good enough quarterback to succeed. Like, what are we doing here? Ty Simpson, yes, his stats were not as good as Stetson Bennett because they just ran the ball, because they wanted to hide plays that he could do. If Stetson Bennett comes out and plays in a real NFL regular season game, it's absolutely atrocious. He should be. I don't get it. I absolutely don't get it.
She sounds like me talking about LeBron.
This is a comment in the YouTube chat from Ron Mexico. What does M know about quarterback play? The Steelers haven't had a competent quarterback in 10 years.
But she would admit
I would say the same.
I know, but this is what I'm going to say. Emily has 2 spaces to draw from. Matthew Stafford, everything the Steelers have done for the last 10 years. I would say if anybody knows what good quarterback and not good quarterback play looks like, it's actually Emily.
I would love for people to watch the game and not just watch the highlights of Stetson Bennett. You watch him make mistake after mistake. He didn't get a sack because the Saints can't tackle anybody. Sean McVay came out and said, Sarah Barshop reported this, that he has not decided who the backup quarterback would be. That they are still going to have to work with both of them, with the 2s. Ty Simpson just looks so much more confident, so much more in control of the game. This is not even a discussion to me.
Well, it's also to me, too, like whether Stetson Bennett could become an NFL quarterback or not, I guess remains to be seen for however long he's in the league. But to me, that's a separate question from a team like the Rams with legit Super Bowl aspirations. They are the big betting favorite at the moment. They not only are in the most extreme win now mode, but they have a 38-year-old quarterback.
I am worried that the Aaron Donald, that he hasn't made a decision yet, could be holding back if they can get somebody else as a quarterback.
That's possible.
Because the money that would be allocated to Aaron could be allocated to a backup quarterback.
That's an interesting point. But like, to me, for a team like the Rams, if you're actually trying to safeguard for the possibility of Matthew Stafford being out for a few games, the answer is neither Bennett nor Simpson. Like, that's not the answer. The answer is somebody that you know is an NFL quarterback. Like, that's the actual answer.
But I want to say, if anybody in Atlanta is listening, everything I just said was a lie. Everything I just said
you
was
want Stetson Bennett to go to Atlanta. Well, he won 2 national titles at Georgia, so he'd probably be pretty popular down there.
Yeah, so Dan Orlovsky tweeted out yesterday, the Atlanta Falcons should try and trade a late pick for Stetson Bennett. Yeah, give the Rams a 5th or 6th rounder, and we will take that. You can have Stetson Bennett because he's so great. You just see that one pass, that one highlight that he did, those 2 rushing touchdowns? Come on, Atlanta, take him.
Yeah, to me, I thought Stetson Bennett was completely serviceable, which is what you want with a backup quarterback. You just want a guy who's not going to lose games.
But
he doesn't have to win.
But he hasn't been serviceable, though, against real NFL defenses, like ever.
John, his throws do not have zip on them because he's not tall enough to get it done. He cannot have any downward trajectory on his throws.
Isn't he taller than Ty Simpson?
Which is also a problem that if they asked me about, I would have pointed out as an issue. But Ty has better, his throws look better than Stetson does.
And Ty's not supposed to be playing this season anyway.
Yes.
Like, he's not supposed to be an option for this season regardless.
Stetson can only float things out to these guys, and it just doesn't feel like that is going to work in the NFL against ones.
Well, the problem with preseason, and this is my big issue with why I think they should cut the preseason to 1 game or 0, is that nobody's playing their starters.
Yep.
You know, there's backups across the board on both teams, and now it's the only one left is Rams-Chargers. You know, that's going to be a battle of the backups.
I will say some good things to come from this is that the Rams defense did stop the Saints twice in the red zone, both the turnovers. There have been no turnovers for the Rams, which is great. I don't think a quarterback has been sacked, which is also really good. And they have kind of low penalties. They had more than week 1, but that's what you're looking for. You're looking for, if they can tackle properly, not having turnovers, and making sure your quarterbacks stay dry, which I think that all that the Rams have succeeded on. And I know we don't care about wins and losses, but a 34-0, that's a little something.
Yeah, it's pretty dominant. By the way, you're a heightist.
I'm an ageist and a heightist. What else can we add to the list?
Drew Brees was perfectly. He's going to the Hall of Fame.
Okay, every time somebody brings up
Kyler Murray has been the starting quarterback for 2 different NFL teams
that
now.
Both suck. That team sucks. So every time we bring up height in quarterbacks, you give the example of Russell Wilson and you give the example of Drew Brees. Not just you, John, everybody.
Well, because they both won Super Bowls.
So that's 2 quarterbacks out of the maybe 1,000 quarterbacks that have existed in the NFL?
No, I mean, at any given time there have been successful. I mean, Fran Tarkington wasn't 6'5".
You have to be able to see over your linemen when they stand up. And I feel like if you are not a tall quarterback, that already puts you at a disadvantage. Your throws have to come out differently because you can't see. I just feel like you can get around. Yes,
here's the thing. You have to be it's not that you can't succeed at that height, but you have to be elite in order to overcome the height. Like, elite with your arm strength.
But I'm just saying you can be that.
You can.
There are people that have done it.
Yes. And Emily's not denying that there are people who haven't done it. It's similar to Bronny right now. Because Bronny is, I think, generously listed at like 6'2". I think he's closer to about 6 feet. Bronny has to be elite defensively. And like, he needs to be better in certain areas offensively than he otherwise would, because he's trying to overcome the fact that he's like 4 inches too short for the gig.
Maybe. But, I mean, there are plenty of guys that I mean, Charles Barkley won the rebounding title like 4 times, and he's 6'6".
Right, but that's still 4 inches taller than Bronny, probably closer to 6 inches taller than Bronny.
Right. Bronny's taller than me. I'm between 6 and 6'1", and Bronny's taller than me.
I mean, but like, okay, someone like Chris Paul, for example, who was listed at probably like 6 or 6'1", and again, that's likely very generous. I've been eye to eye with Chris Paul. Chris Paul was one of the best passers who ever played this game.
Right.
He was an elite three-point shooter. He was a great defender. Like, these are the things that are required if you're going to overcome that level of height in the NBA.
By the way, speaking of Chris Paul, this is a tangent, but many people think that Chris Paul will be working for the Lakers by this time next year because of his close relationship with Bob Iger.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say this about Chris Paul. I don't know if there's ever been a bigger disconnect between what fans think of a player and what people in the NBA think of a player. Chris Paul is going to go down as one of, even statistically, or if you ask any NBA player, one of the 5 best point guards in the history of the game. You talk to most fans, they're like, just a guy. No.
I don't think most fans say he's just a guy.
You'd be surprised because he didn't win a title.
Well,
and they hold those things over players' heads.
There's space between didn't win a title and just a guy. He's like a 10-time All-NBA. I think
even more than that.
Right.
Yeah.
I think most people think Chris Paul was more than just a guy. I think the Laker front office would be lucky to have him.
Well, I think he's coming. So get ready for that. All right. Coming up next is Lincoln Riley on the hot seat.
Better be.
According to one national writer, he is number one on the hot seat list. We'll get into that next. First, let me tell you about Jacob Emrani. Mason and I know Jacob. We've known him for years. Jacob is an attorney that no matter what your legal situation is, you got to call him. And here's why. The call is free. The consultation is free. And here's the best part. You only pay him if he wins. Number's easy to remember. 800-345-6789. 800-345-6789. You can also go to calljacob.com. But the thing that separates Jacob from everybody else, there's no retainer. There's no money down. No. He gets paid if he wins. And if he doesn't win, you don't owe him a dime. So if you're in a legal entanglement, call Jacob. 800-345-6789. 800-345-6789. The law offices of Jacob Emrani.
Hey, it's Jordan Moore. USC football is back for another season on ESPN LA. Don't miss the return of Trojans Live, Monday at 6 on ESPN LA. Me, Sean Cody, Keely Yore, we will get you ready for kickoff of the USC season and cover everything USC athletics. Plus, we'll talk to the head coach, Lincoln Riley. Trojans Live is back, Monday at 6 on your home for USC football. ESPN LA. Fight on.
Hey, it's Oral Hershiser. Can you believe I have my name on a building? I can't, but I'm grateful and I'm humbled. And here in Chino at Oral Hershiser Chevrolet, we love Chino. We love the people of this neighborhood, of this community, and the surrounding community, and we are here to serve. We're here to serve the same way I served you on the mound, the way I'm serving you on the microphone, and the way we follow and watch champions and championships.
The Hard Rock Hotline on ESPN LA. Brought to you, of course, by Hard Rock Casino Tajon.
Experience gaming, dining, and live entertainment at the easiest drive from downtown LA. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-480-6932. 800-480-6932. 800-480-6932.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
And it is Mason in Ireland, your Monday afternoon. Andy in for Mace tonight at 6 p.m. Don't miss the return of Trojans Live. Back as we get ready for USC football this weekend against San Jose State. Trojans Live with Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, Keely Yore, the whole gang. And, of course, we'll talk to head coach Lincoln Riley. That's 6 p.m. on 7:10 a.m., the all-new ESPN LA app. Followed exactly at 7 by Lakers Talk with Mike Trudell and Geeter McGee. That's tonight. Right now, though, more of Mason in Ireland, your Monday afternoon on ESPN LA.
All right, Mason in Ireland, Andy Kamenetsky in for Mace today. Brian Fisher from Sports Illustrated wrote an article this weekend about college football coaches are on the hot seat this year. The guy at the top of his list is USC's Lincoln Riley. Here's part of what Brian wrote. USC quarterback Jaden Maeva is a top Heisman candidate. Hall of Fame former TCU coach Gary Patterson is in charge of the defense. A beautiful new football building is operational and a revamped personnel department. has elevated the roster for both now and into the future. There are no excuses not to win after spending more than 9 figures on the football program in short order, which is definitely acknowledged by those involved. Andy, you are a USC graduate.
Fight on.
If Lincoln Riley doesn't make the playoff this year, let's say he finishes 4th in the Big Ten behind Indiana and Ohio State and Oregon. Okay, really good teams. All 3 of those in the top 10. Do you invite Lincoln back for another year, or do you say, let's try something else?
First of all, I need to see, like, how well did they play? Like, if they're 4th, but they looked really good and just lost some really good games, maybe that gives them a little more leeway.
Because their schedule's insane.
Yeah, their schedule's legitimately hard. So that has to be acknowledged. That being said, though, if in some of these big games they don't look good, I'll put it this way. I'm taking a look at what the buyout is and how much is left on his deal.
Or like in previous years where they come to a late game scenario and he either does or does not call a timeout in a bad situation where it's his fault that they lose.
We've reached the place now where the commonality, if they don't end up getting into the playoff, if they don't end up living to expectations, the commonality is now Lincoln Riley. Like, he's the common person and face in all of this. And it's funny because when USC got him, like, there was so much excitement, I think in part because USC was in a place where the idea of Lincoln Riley coming to USC seemed like something USC couldn't pull off.
And they basically stole him out of Oklahoma. It was a surprise.
But if you go back in time, there were a lot of people from Oklahoma saying you can have him. Like, you actually can have the guy.
I think from knowing a few people in Oklahoma, it's more of like they are now betrayed by him, that they felt like that moving out in the middle of the night. He was in a hot seat, and then he moved out in the middle of the night, and now they're even more like, F that guy.
I just feel like at this point, there are no more excuses. Like, because then it'll be the second time between Jaden Mayava and Kalen Williams where it starts feeling like if your quarterback can't be otherworldly and paper over all of your issues, you can't win. If Gary Patterson doesn't work out, it's, okay, you cannot identify a DC to save your life. And now you're bringing back somebody who hasn't done it in a few years. Like, at some point, Lincoln Riley is the guy at the center of all of it.
Here's the question I always ask when people call for the head of a head coach. Let's play it out. You fire Lincoln Riley. Who you getting?
Honestly, I don't know the answer because I don't follow college football close enough. This would be my counterpoint. What are you clinging to? With Lincoln Riley, like, what are you actually clinging to?
And because of how they got Lincoln Riley, everybody's available. Because they might be on another team that be locked up for a long time, but so was Lincoln Riley in Oklahoma. He could steal anybody.
But, I mean, there's nobody I'm all that excited about. Like, if I get Dan Lanning out of Oregon, maybe. But I don't think, Phil Knight's going to just spend whatever it takes to keep him. I don't want Dabo. He's going the wrong direction.
But I wouldn't look at names like that. Don't look at just the biggest names out there.
You can't hire no name to be the head coach at USC.
Yes,
they tried that with Clay Helton.
John, who is the most successful USC football coach of the last 30 years?
John McKay.
No, Pete Carroll. Of like the last 30 years. He was the 6th or 7th choice.
Yeah, true.
You yourself have said the whole gotta fit the suit thing is outdated thinking.
I agree with that, but I don't think like UCLA is super high on Bob Chesney. Okay. He's won. He hasn't coached a game yet. If Bob Chesney wins and wins big and upsets some people like USC, then I'll get excited. And I think he's saying all the right things.
But it doesn't matter. Here's the thing, though. It doesn't matter if you're excited. Now, nobody was excited by the Pete Carroll hire in real time.
Until he started winning.
Right.
Yeah.
So who cares if people don't try to win the press conference?
You can also try to win with an ascending guy, like what Indiana did with Kurt Cignetti. Because Kurt Cignetti, outside of Harrisonburg, Virginia, and the schools they played, didn't really know about him. But also, Google me, he wins everywhere. So I think it's one of those guys, not necessarily a retread of Dabo, a retread of Urban Meyer or something like that. Like, those things might be, whoa, they got that guy, but it might not be the best fit.
I work for the Lakers, a team that basically fired the coach every 2 years for 10, 12 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the question you have to have an answer to is, And even, Andy, if it's one of your no-name guys that you're talking about, you have to have an answer of, if you fire a coach with no idea where you're going next, I know how that movie ends.
But here's the thing, though. For me, it doesn't matter if I personally, Andy, have a name in mind, because I'm not going to be somebody making this hire. USC doesn't care what I think.
Right.
As long as they know internally who the name is, doesn't matter if I have a name off the top of my head.
And that's what, people like Jen Cohen are paid to be able to do. People like Chad Bowden are paid to be able to do. Those people that are supposed to think forwardly about their team.
I'm trying to remember. Did Jen Cohen hire Lincoln Riley, or was that Mike Bone?
That was Mike Bone.
Okay. So this would be Jen's first big football coach hire.
Yep.
I want to also circle back to what you were saying about Bob Chesney. So he was on the Bill Simmons podcast today. Take with a grain of salt. Bill went to Holy Cross. That's where Bob Chesney coached before he coached at JMU. So he is already into like Bob Chesney. There's a reason why Bob Chesney was talked about. But every time I hear Bob Chesney speak, and the way he commands his teams, the way he commanded JMU, it feels like a Sean McVay to me. Like a guy feels like he knows how to lead men and develop men, because he had to do it at JMU. He had to do it at Holy Cross. He didn't have all the money behind him and the transfer. He was doing all this stuff. Every time I hear him speak, I am more and more impressed. And that's not what I say about Lincoln Riley. Every time Lincoln Riley is making excuses, every time Lincoln Riley is talking around what he's trying to do, trying to be, I'm a quarterback whisperer. No, I'm not. There are two completely different attitudes towards coaching. And it feels to me like Bob Chesney's is more successful long term.
I hope you're right. I'm a UCLA guy. I hope the Ches turns the program around.
Doesn't matter if you're excited about it now. What matters is how excited you are by the end of the season.
Yeah, probably true. Oh, one more thing did you watch the Rams game on TV at all?
Yeah.
Okay, so did you watch the part where Brenda Song came in the booth?
Yeah.
All right, so a lot of times when you bring in actors, or, Monday Night Football used to do this all the time. They bring in politicians or singers or actors. Remember the time they brought Eminem up to the booth, and it was just like the most awkward thing ever? Brenda's song was
There was nothing more awkward, by the way, than Liam Neeson was in the booth one night, and it was clear he did not follow football, in part because he said, I don't follow football. And they kept asking him questions about football, and he's like, bro, I don't follow. I'm here to promote Taken 8 or whatever.
Right. Brenda Song, who is a huge sports fan.
Yes, she is.
She's a good actor. She's a regular on Running Point, the show that I work on. She is she was in Social Network. She was a Disney kid. She was in a lot of Disney shows.
Mm-hmm.
I pulled 30 seconds of Brenda Song in the booth. Tell me it doesn't sound like this girl could work at ESPN. I mean, she definitely is not faking it.
The worlds collide in this way. Who are you most excited to watch on the field this season?
I mean, obviously, the fact that we have the reigning Defensive Player of the Year playing with the MVP, it's so exciting. And Myles Garrett is just, he's incredible. It is really, I feel so lucky that we get to see him in this stadium. And also, I'm just excited. I miss football so much, guys.
I mean, not bad, right? For some actress, you just grab off the street and throw in the booth?
She was pretty entertaining, and it was very clear she loves the Rams and follows the game.
Right.
She threw out the stat yak.
Right.
You don't hear a lot of
yards
celebrities.
after catch. You got it.
And also shout out to everybody's favorite Jordan Rodriguez, who was part of that booth, and she did.
She was great. But the Rams looked. I mean, I know it's a preseason game. I know it doesn't mean anything, but 34-0 in a preseason game, and a pick six in the end zone, and I mean everything went right.
It matters to those. Does it matter anything for the Rams season moving ahead? No, but it matters to those players on the field because not all of them are going to be on the Rams, but they're all looking for a job.
Yeah, but they look really, really good on Saturday. One more preseason game left. It's against the Chargers. Brian, is that game Thursday?
Yes, I believe Thursday night.
You will not have me on Thursday, which I'm sure the YouTube chat will love.
Well, wait, if we could get rid of me and you, the YouTube chat would throw a party.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, coming up next is Icebreakers. I've dug out of the hole. I was in a 55-point hole. Ooh. I am now in the black, but I'm still trailing. Am I trailing Mason?
Trailing both Mason and the others. Others have 19. Mason has 15. You have 2.
Okay. So Icebreakers coming at you next. Andy in for Mace. Mason in Ireland, ESPN LA.
The final test for the preseason for our Los Angeles Rams. Thursday at the Palace in Inglewood. As the visitor, our Rams battle the Chargers for Week 3 of the preseason.
Coverage begins at 5 p.m. with the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
With Marcus Grant, Sua Cravens, and producer Emily.
Kickoff from SoFi at 7 p.m. Rams, Chargers, Week 3 of the preseason.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of the LA Rams. The Rams play here.
All right, 2 minutes from Icebreakers, but before that, it's the 13th annual SoCal Hyundai ESPN LA Golf Classic presented by Vista Paint is back this Friday, August 28th. Tune in all day for the live broadcast at Black Gold Golf Club and Yorba Linda. Proceeds benefit the V Foundation for Cancer Research, brought to you by Islands, your local paradise since 1982.
Looking for paint that actually lasts? Vista Paint delivers expert quality, rich color, and pro-trusted durability, backed by over 60 years of experience. From your home to your next big project, we've got you covered. Vista Paint, since 1956.
Is your vehicle due for service? Is it time to get those wipers replaced? If so, head into your neighborhood Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. For over 30 years, Valvoline has provided quick and convenient automotive maintenance services for busy people just like you. At Valvoline, you stay in your car safe while the expert technicians make sure your ride is at its best. Oil changes, wiper blades, and more. Just pull up, drive in, and drive out in about 15 minutes. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations and game-winning coupons off of your next Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Head to Waba Grill for $5 happy hour, weekdays starting at 2 p.m. Choose from 5-piece dumplings original or chili crisp or a spicy boom boom taco. Pair with your favorite premium beverage, including our new strawberry watermelon lemonade refresher, both for just $5 only at Waba Grill.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs and their experts install them. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Discover why Pella is a trusted choice for homeowners everywhere. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. That's Pella.com/Eisen.
Harry Douglas here to help you ignite your taste buds with Firework Freeze 5-hour energy shots. Juicy cherry, citrus lime, and blue raspberry. It's that iconic freezer pop flavor, but with none of that guilty sugar aftermath. The perfect summer kick. It's delicious, portable, zero sugar energy shot bursting with flavor. Bring on the summer with Firework Freeze 5-hour energy shots, available online at 5hourenergy.com and on Amazon.
Oh, it's Icebreakers time. Oh, right. That's right. The big voice guy.
Listen to Mason and Ireland. Weekdays noon to 3 on ESPN LA.
Exactly right. Time for Icebreakers on Mason and Ireland. Icebreakers made possible by Blue Ice Vodka, your fit-friendly vodka with no sugar added, 64 calories an ounce, and keto-friendly. Let's do it. Icebreakers, presented by Blue Ice Vodka on Mason and Ireland. Take it away, producer Emily.
All right, I get the scores last segment, so let's go right into it for 10 points. And by the way, I think tomorrow starts the double, right, John?
Yes.
Okay. Tomorrow starts the double.
Yeah,
This is still for 10 points.
Okay.
I was born in 1985. My mother was a 2-time Olympic gold medalist and world champion in basketball. My father was a soccer player. For 9 points.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. For 9 points. Once at a charity golf event, I made a hole-in-one on a par 3 hole. I have also been in a This Is Sports Center commercial.
Okay.
For 8 points, by June 2021, I was studying for and close to obtaining a PhD in pedagogical studies. I don't know how to say that.
Is that the study of feet?
I think it's a study of learning, honestly.
Okay.
Like it's, whatever.
I don't know what that is.
Shout out to this one. For 7 points, I wear the number 8.
Where the number 8?
6 points. I was drafted first overall in my sport, and I won Rookie of the Year. For 5 points. I was born in Moscow. I also served as inspiration for the character of Ilya Rozanov in Rachel Reed's novel, Heated Rivalry. So it's not about my life, just kind of based on.
I'm going to take a shot.
Go ahead.
Oh, wait. I was born in Moscow, you said.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not taking a shot.
Okay.
No, 'cause my guy wasn't born in Moscow.
4 points. I won my only Stanley Cup title in 2018.
Ireland.
Go ahead.
It's Alex Ovechkin.
It is Alex Ovechkin for 4 points for John Ireland.
I was thinking it was Sidney Crosby, and then I remembered Sidney Crosby is born in Canada.
And fun fact, they are both kind of the inspiration for Heated Rivalry, though we know that they didn't do what they did in Heated Rivalry. They were just mimicked off those characters.
Yeah, so what I was thinking was the minute Emily said I was born in Moscow, it's hockey. I'm going to lose this thing.
But it's the one hockey player you know.
I didn't know his mom won 2 Olympic gold medals. Did you?
Yep. I know nothing about Alex Ovechkin.
In what sport did his mom play?
Basketball.
I never knew that. Wow.
More you know.
Okay. Icebreakers brought to you by Blue Ice Vodka, made from Idaho potatoes and pristine Teton water for a smoother, creamier, cleaner cocktail. Look for Blue Ice wherever you shop for spirits. Blue Ice Vodka, pure as the Tetons. Okay, Andy, this is an ugly story that just broke this morning, and I want to use it to make a point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't wish this type of news upon anyone, but Jed York, the 49ers owner, was arrested in Palestine, Ohio over the weekend and arraigned for engaging in prostitution before pleading no contest to charges of disorderly conduct. And I don't know what this means. Possessing criminal tools. Do you know what that means?
I don't know, and frankly, I feel like I don't want to know, but it'll probably come out.
But here's my point. We've all been debating for the better part of a month the NFL's personal conduct policy. And we all think, at least those of us on this show, think that Puka Nacua and Alaric Jackson are going to get suspended probably for that Niners game in Australia because they both had off-the-field incidents. In my opinion, Andy, it's a really bad look for the NFL. If they continue to suspend players, and they do it all the time, even players who haven't been charged, and do nothing to the owners, do nothing to Bob Kraft when he got caught in a prostitution sting, did nothing to Jim Irsay when he was alive and got arrested. How is that fair? That if we're all working for, there was that story about the Spurs announcer who was fired for having an affair with the sister of one of the players. The San Antonio had nothing to do with it. But if that were an owner, probably nothing.
Probably.
Why are the owners exempt from punishment is my question.
Well, I mean, first of all, let's see if anything actually happens to York. I mean, the news just broke today.
Yeah.
So there wouldn't be a punishment today.
There is him with his mugshot.
And by the way, this was in a trailer park.
Yes.
I mean, do what you want with that.
Classy.
Too. Yeah.
I will say this. I understand the idea of wanting to hold owners to a behavioral standard because they should be. They are quite literally the standard bearers of their franchises. They're supposed to be a buck stops here in terms of accountability, but also they're supposed to be a model set for these guys. That being said, though, what Jed York was just arrested for and the accusations against Nacua and Jackson, they're nowhere close in terms of severity. You cannot equate going to see a...
Well, wait a minute. You don't know what criminal tools were used.
Okay, assuming the criminal tools don't involve any degree of violence, which I'm assuming they don't, because otherwise I think that would have been
part of the arrest.
By the way, have you ever
heard that phrase? I never have.
I don't know what that is. I both want to Google criminal tools and don't want to Google criminal tools. But that being said, assuming that the criminal tools, whatever the hell that means, is not a tool of violence, I don't think you can put being arrested for soliciting prostitution at the same level at being arrested for domestic violence or having a domestic violence issue as part of your situation.
Even though both Alaric Jackson and Puka Nacua, they were not charged criminally.
Well, neither did Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
And we saw him get, an entire year.
But, it sounds like Jed York was charged
No,
criminally.
he was absolutely arrested. I think he's already pleaded the thing
So in
out.
that sense, it's similar.
But
a crime was committed and he copped to it.
That's fine, but not all crimes are created equally. Again, this is not an argument against punishing Jed York. I have no problem with Jed York being punished. I have a problem with presenting what he's accused of as at the same level as Nakua and Jackson.
So what's the punishment? What would it be? Just he can't go to games? He might not go to every game anyway.
Well, right. That's where you get those guys where they live. If they went to Steve Ballmer or to Jed York and said, all right, your punishment is sit out for a year.
Oh,
you're not welcome here
Steve
for a year.
Ballmer would need to be on like a wellness check if he was not allowed to go to games on a regular basis. I'm not even joking. That is a bigger punishment to Steve Ballmer than taking away draft picks or a fine. Like taking away his ability to sit in those seats and lose his mind after every play and
right.
He seriously, he would need a wellness check if you took that away from him.
By the way, I think your reaction just now was stronger than any owner's reaction has ever been, with the possible exception of Mark Cuban. All right, so sports graffiti's next. We've talked about a lot of stuff. Are you more with me or are you more with Andy on this Dodgers sale? I think when Stan Kasten came down to the batting cage and told reporters and tripled down that the Dodgers are not for sale, personally, I think a guy with that reputation and that track record, no way he does that unless he knows something. I no longer think Mark Walter is going to be forced to sell the Dodgers. Andy says you can't trust what Stan Kasten says. He's sticking up for his boss.
According to the AI overview, really quickly.
Yeah.
In Ohio, possessing criminal tools under the Ohio Revised Code Section 2923.24 is a criminal charge applied when someone has an item meant to be used for an illegal act. So,
a burner phone.
Could it be as simple as a computer?
Could be that. It could be
an app in order to do illegal activities.
I mean, I think it could also be something like maybe drug paraphernalia. Again,
Nimchucks.
It depends on the state.
Right.
But again, all speculation, but nothing that seems to reflect violence.
All right, well, we're going to turn this over to you in Sports Graffiti. What do you think of, what was Stan Kasten's motive in coming down there and doing what he did?
Stetson Bennett.
I think Stetson Bennett has proven he could be a backup quarterback in the NFL. Emily cannot get him on the next bus out of town fast enough. We got that going. Is Lincoln Riley on the hot seat? If he is, who do you want? You can talk about any of that, or you can go completely off the board and do whatever you want. Sports Graffiti, 877-710-3776 is the number. 877-710-3776. If it's easier to remember, 877-710-ESPN. Your phone calls next. Mason and Ireland, Andy in for Mace, ESPN LA.
Mornings in LA start with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
Jeannie's biggest mistake was this. If your life and your identity is the Los Angeles Lakers, then you don't sell the team. You generate cash by selling a piece of the team, but you don't sell the majority of the team if it's everything that you're all about. And because she sold the team to Mark Walter, and because Mark is now dealing with all of these federal investigations, the new owners don't want her, don't need her to be the governor, don't need her to run the organization, don't need her to be fan-facing, front-facing. It's been a great run for you and your family. Get out. And that doesn't work well for her because this is her life. But if this was the most important thing to you, keeping the Lakers in the Buss family, girlfriend, you shouldn't have sold the team.
The Morning Show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN Los Angeles.
John Ireland here, off the clock. My vodka is Blue Ice. Smooth, creamy, and made from non-GMO Idaho potatoes with pristine Teton water. No added sugar, and you can find it at Vons, Albertsons, and Pavilions. Blue Ice vodka, pure as the Tetons. Enjoy responsibly.
There you were, surrounded by fans, sharing wings, sharing drinks, high-fiving random strangers. Everybody remembers the game, but nobody remembers the guy coughing behind you until a few days later. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You wake up, you got a fever, your throat's on fire. So now what? Urgent care closed, ER slammed, telehealth? Maybe, but the pharmacy's closed. you need a medical emergency kit. These are not first aid kits, everybody. They contain essential prescriptions used for over 30 common conditions, sinus and ear infections, UTIs, stomach bugs, traveler's diarrhea, and more. You can even use your doctor-developed guidebook to select the right prescription or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. It's like an urgent care in a drugstore in your house. When you're sick, traveling, or stranded, you'll wish you ordered a medical emergency kit. Order online in minutes, and it's shipped to your door. Save $45 with our promo code 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710. That's promo code 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNLAcontests.com.
That's ESPNLAcontests.com.
Feel the ground tremble. The Morongo Band of Mission Indians invite you to the 35th Annual Thunder and Lightning Powwow. Enjoy authentic arts, crafts, and cuisine of Native American culture. All are welcome to this free, family-friendly event. Go to morongopowwow.com for more information. The Thunder and Lightning Powwow, September 25th through the 27th.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-480-6932. 800-480-6932. 800-480-6932.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
At ESPN Los Angeles.
7:10 a.m. KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma sports radio station.
And yes, it's sports graffiti time. 1 o'clock in the Southland on the biggest show on the radio, Mason in Ireland. And, of course, on Sports Graffiti, we take your calls. And if you're calling into 877-710-ESPN and you're calling into LA's mega sports station, ESPN LA, you're calling in on the Hard Rock Hotline. The Hard Rock Hotline, made possible by Hard Rock Casino Tajon. Bringing you Sports Graffiti today.
Experience gaming, dining, and live entertainment at the easiest drive from downtown LA. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You get to talk to Mason in Ireland during Sports Graffiti, and we know everybody loves Mason in Ireland. Let's do it. Sports Graffiti time. Take it away, Mace.
I just stumped Andy on a trivia question that I'm going to throw at Travis and DeMarco when they come in later today. Do you think between the two of them they can get the answers in 30 seconds?
I do, but it's a legitimately tough question. Like, I was lost.
Okay. And by the way,
lost.
Travis got Ovi before both of you did.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he's a hockey guy, though.
Okay. By the way, it's Kobe Bryant Day. 8/24 was Kobe. Would have been Kobe's 48th birthday yesterday. We do something every year on Kobe Bryant Day. We'll do it again today. We've had people asking about it. At 2:30 today, we're going to play the last 10 minutes of Kobe's career when he dropped 60 on the way out. Were you at that game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was too. It was insane.
Yes,
I mean, just insane. So we'll share that with you at 2:30. All right. Every line. No, we got one line open. 877-710-3776. Get that one filled up. Here is Jeff in Malibu. Hey, Jeff. You're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Jeff.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good.
I'm just curious about your opinions on what this Enes Kanter, the guy who never could make it in the NBA, is now trying to do, and how he's disrupting the WNBA, who's having a pretty good season without him, doing what he's doing.
Okay, I'm glad you asked about this, Jeff. Thank you for the call, Andy. This is a stunt. And
really,
and people who are covering it should cover it as a stunt. Having said that, and you and I were talking about this off the air, the WNBA is in desperate need of strong leadership, and they've got to get it soon because if David Stern was in charge of this problem would have been solved a year ago. The WNBA, by changing some rules, can make this stunt go away.
No, they can't. No, you have to understand. No, they can't, because these are bad actors. And these are bad actors that are weaponizing the culture war for their own platform.
Right.
The culture war is very wide. They will find something else with the WNBA to use as a cudgel, because these are all people that previously spent years before Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham suddenly had a high profile, complaining that ESPN and all these other entities were trying to shove this league down their throat that nobody cares about because woke. So I'm just telling you right now, the WNBA can put out whatever language clarifying who can and cannot play in the league.
Mm-hmm.
That will not matter to these people one iota, because they're monetizing this.
Let me ask you this. In the NCAA, in the Olympics, in tennis, in tons of sports, you have to compete as the sex you were born in. Okay? They don't have these issues.
The WNBA doesn't have these issues either. Like, they don't actually have an issue. How many players, John, how many transgender athletes have tried to play in the WNBA?
Well, right now there are two.
There are two playing?
No. Right now, two guys are trying to do it.
Those are stunt guys. I'm talking actual transgender, good faith actors.
Right.
How many have tried?
I'll
tell you now.
Zero.
The answer is zero. The trans population in this country is roughly 4%.
Right.
And then let's just say half of that is trans women. How many of those women do you think actually want to play sports, much less are trying to play at this level? This is a quote-unquote solution in search of a problem.
Yeah, I disagree. I think that if they had stronger leadership, a lot of these problems would go away.
They need stronger leadership. Don't get me wrong. They need to replace Kathy Engelbert. But because Enes Kanter and Royce White are being jackwagons, that's not the problem.
I think I've never heard that term before. But it works in this situation. Here's Oscar in Baldwin Park. Hey, Oscar, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Fellas, Kaminsky brother, Ireland the legend. How you fellas doing, man?
We're good, Oscar. What's up,
good,
man?
Just want to give a shout-out to the Kobe on yesterday was his birthday. Today's the Mamba Day. And just want to give a shout-out. That guy, man, inspired me a lot. I saw his career from the 4 air balls against Utah to the 60-point game against Utah. I said everything in between, man. I'm brainwashing my daughters to say he's the greatest Laker of all time. No disrespect to Magic, but Kobe has most of the records, the all-time leading scorer, and he's the only Laker to beat the Celtics in the Game 7. And that's why I give him the greatest Laker of all time.
Well, I don't think. I mean, you can make that argument, Andy, for Kareem, for Magic, for Kobe. You could make it for LeBron, probably not now.
No, you can't make it for LeBron.
What are you talking about?
He's not the greatest Laker of all time. He might be the greatest player of all time.
Right.
But his time as a Laker, he's not even
so
close.
You would take Wilt out.
I would take Wilt. To me, there are 3 possible answers and 3 only.
Kobe, Magic, Kareem?
Nope, Kobe, Magic, West. Because Kareem was not a lifer. And if you start breaking these things down, you have to get to trivialities to break ties.
Right, but he played 15 years at the Lakers and won 5 titles.
Still wasn't a lifer, though. I mean, again, Kareem, I think, actually has a stronger argument for GOAT than GLOAT. Greatest Laker of all time.
Oh, yeah, GLOAT. Okay. Here's Josh in the OC. Hey, Josh, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. Hope you guys are doing well. Hey, John, I just kind of wanted to have you stay in your lane as a basketball professional. When it comes to college football, I think you're a casual fan. Plus, you're a UCLA fan.
Right.
I'm a diehard USC fan. I think Lincoln is on the hot seat, but I think the caveat is next year when the playoffs expand, I think they should give him one more chance because he'll be able to eventually get in. So there's no doubt about that. But Mike Norvell from Florida State is also on the hot seat. And also wanted to this is a probably redundant question, but no one's talking about Jimmy Garoppolo. You guys are talking about someone that can play the system, that knows the system. He hasn't been signed. I mean, at worst case scenario, should the QB number 1 get injured, why not him?
Well, I think that there's another guy that's ahead of both Lincoln Riley and Mike Norvell on the hot seat. And you're going to call me crazy.
Who?
It's Bill Belichick. If he goes through another 3 or 4 win season, they're not going to keep that charade going.
I don't think that's even sort of crazy. His
Yeah.
time there has been a disaster. I love though that Josh.
I'd rather have Lincoln Riley than Bill Belichick, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would. I love though that Josh's argument, the caller there, was basically at some point the college football is going to expand so far that USC will eventually make it in by osmosis or default. So why pay out Lincoln Riley?
Yeah. Here's Rod in Sacramento who has a thought on criminal tools. Rod, do you know what criminal tools are?
I do. I'm actually in San Francisco.
Okay.
And they were talking about it up here. And the criminal tool was his cell phone. And they said because he used the cell phone to call the person. Call the girl. So
it certainly sounds more sinister than that. Yeah, that's all. Thanks, Rod. That's almost disappointing. I was thinking there was going to be some like guillotine or something. Criminal tools, your phone? That doesn't mean anything. Anthony in Oxnard. Hey, Anthony, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Anthony.
That was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. First, I want to defend Emily. Everybody in this YouTube chat that say they can't get through, it's probably because of the fact that they have nothing good to talk about. Because I've gotten through a handful of times.
Good.
I'm just saying. My point for today for Kobe Day was I've watched his 81-point game. I don't know how many times, to be honest. And I find it, to say what you say, lack of a better term, irony, that when he went to the line for 80 and 81, there was 24 seconds left.
Really?
Which I found was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
I didn't know.
Yes, indeed. I thought for sure both of you guys would have known
No,
that
I've never
one.
noticed that.
I wanted to throw out there for everybody
there's
else.
a whole bunch of weird numerology involving Kobe that if you go down that rabbit hole, you can find a bunch of stuff. But if you're just joining us, we're going to replay the final 3 minutes of Kobe's career at 2:30 today. We do it every year on Mamba Day. It's my favorite game that Michael and I have ever called. And, Andy, as I say, and you'll hear it when we play the call, if I would have turned it in to a Hollywood studio as a script, they would have kicked it back and said, it's too cheesy.
Well,
this would never happen.
It's gotten lost to time. The game started out disastrously for Kobe. I remember watching this in the stands going like, oh, my God, just let him have at least a solid, efficient
give him a 30-point game.
Yeah, something like that where he just looks like Kobe on a few plays. And then it's like, oh, my.
Here's Rob in Studio City. Hey, Rob, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Hey, Rob. Hey, John. I love your show.
Thanks, man.
One of the things you guys debated that I think I can change most of your minds with one simple scenario with the Dodgers and Freddie Freeman.
Okay.
Everybody was debating when he went into the other dugout, but nobody brought up the bad case scenario where he doesn't wake up. He's paralyzed for life. Any of the above, everyone would feel horribly guilty that they ruined a player's career because they didn't lean over and try to help him. Now, if you think of it that way, wouldn't you change your mind and say, because we know the possibility of something bad happening, everyone should feel the importance of being a human being. It's bigger than a sport, in other words. It's bigger than being a baseball player. You're saving potentially another player's life, not just a baseball player. Do you think that changes your mind or anybody's mind? It was being debated, and it seemed like half the people didn't even bring up the really worst possibility, and everyone had their heart.
By the way, Rob, I can assure you it will not change the minds of people. I asked this question to Eric Karros, who played first base for the Dodgers for 15 years and who loves Freddie Freeman. And Eric told me, John, you're wrong. I've gone over to the dugout a million times to try and catch foul balls. You know, as a first baseman, you're not getting any help from the visitors. You've got to navigate it for yourself.
I also think, too, that you and Greg, because I heard you guys getting really worked up about this, you guys were ascribing bad faith to these Royals dugout.
They were staffers. The players weren't at that end of the dugout.
I think most of them just didn't know what to do.
Yeah, they were looking up at the ball.
Well, you don't want to get called for interfering on the play, potentially. If you yell, hey, Freddie, stare or whatever, he could end up distracted, and then he falls. Like, I don't think there's any good way to handle that, but I don't think what they did or the non-reaction was malicious.
I don't think it was malicious, but I think it borders on negligent, and here's why. If I'm playing against you, and you're the first baseman, and you're drifting over to our dugout, I think I would have stood at the bottom of the stairs. I would not have yelled at you. I wouldn't anything. But if you came down the stairs, I would be there to catch you. And I don't like the caller said, like Rob said, that's just being a person.
Yeah,
there's a time when you can be a person. Now, I've been shouted down. Everybody says I'm wrong about this. Oh, Ireland, you're a wuss. No, it's the other team. You're not going to help the other team. The Royals are a last place 40-win team. They would have. Rob's right. They would have felt horrible.
Again, I don't think though that's why they didn't do it. I don't think it was a competitive edge thing. I think it was everybody's paralyzed, not knowing what to do. Everyone's just frozen.
Jay in the YouTube chat says, Ireland wanted pillows. That would be nice, Jay. The softness fall a little bit. Maybe a feather.
Well, here's what you could do. Instead of
maybe when you take your little kid to the the ball pit?
Well, what I was going to say
is... ball pit in there in case the first baseman's over there. What do you think, Em? Ball pit?
Oh, yeah, perfect idea.
It would be way more fun. But remember, too, have you been to modern playgrounds? They've got all that foams, it's like a foam ground.
Yeah.
Just remake all the dugouts with that foam ground so it just becomes a softer fall for Freddie Freeman or whoever.
Maybe, but again...
It's more practical than a ball pit.
About the same thing.
Ball pit. Ball pit.
Yeah.
Ball pit.
Look, I'm 100% in favor of ball pit. I'm just saying I don't think...
Yeah, whatever makes things more confusing.
I don't think Major League Baseball is going to go for it.
All right, coming up next, Mason wasn't the only guy in Slovenia last week that you know. There were a bunch of Lakers over there, and we'll kind of recap what they were up to, and that's next. Andy Kamenetsky and for Mace, I'm John Ireland, ESPN LA.
Fair warning, one Sunday Swagger polo ruins every other shirt in your closet. Hey, it's Chris Morales. Buttery soft, 4-way stretch, prints with an actual personality. Made for golf, approved for the clubhouse, the tailgate, and everything after. 250,000 people already own their Swagger. Buy one, get one 50% off. Code ESPN. SundaySwagger.com. Code ESPN. Buy one, get one 50% off. SundaySwagger.com. Code ESPN.
2 minutes away from talking about Slovenia, but before that, the 13th annual SoCal Hyundai ESPN LA Golf Classic presented by Vista Paint is back this Friday, August 28th. Tune in for the all-day live broadcast at Black Gold Golf Club in Yorba Linda. Proceeds benefit the V Foundation for Cancer Research. Brought to you by Attorney Big Al. 1-800-HURT-123.
Hi guys, it's Ramona Shelburne for Hyundai of Glendale, where it's back to school savings all month long. Right now, lease a brand new 2026 Hyundai Palisade SE for $279 a month. Comes with owner's assurance and America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Take it from me, with next level customer service and incredible dealer incentives, your next Hyundai is waiting for you at Hyundai of Glendale. Call 818-222-8000 or check them out at HyundaiofGlendale.net.
$279 per month plus tax. Close in lease for 24 months. $47.49 total due outstanding plus government fees and taxes. Unapproved above average credit through HMF. 7,500 miles per year. 20 cents per excess miles. Expires 8/30/26.
Hey, John Ireland here. Here in Los Angeles, our city water is loaded with chlorine and chemicals. That's why I got a Life Source whole house water system. It cleans and conditions water from every tap for healthier water with no salt and no regular maintenance. Upgrade your water and your life with Life Source. I did, and I'll never go back. Call the Life Source California factory today at 800-WATER-99 or visit lifesourcewater.com. Life Source water, it's not just better, it's essential. Life Source, taste and feel the difference. Warranty limitations apply.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46, and I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to the end of summer sale at AutoZone. We're celebrating the end of long days and short nights with big deals for a short time. Like on Wash and Wax, you can get 3 Meguiar's products for just $20. Need new brakes? Duralast brake pads are free with the purchase of Duralast rotors. We've also got oil deals and more. We're ending the summer right with the end of summer sale at AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Hi, this is Devontae Adams of your LA Rams. The biggest show on the radio, this is Mason in Ireland. LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN. Listen to every Rams game on the all-new ESPN LA app.
All right, Mason in Ireland. Andy Kamenetsky, nice enough to fill in for Mace today. And it's Andy's game later today. Andy's games are always good.
I think this is going to be a crowd pleaser.
Okay.
For all the listeners, I'm calling my shot now.
All right.
This is going to be a crowd pleasing
game. The 2 o'clock hour, which is it starts in 40 minutes, is going to be really fun. We're going to do fast track. We're going to play the final 3 minutes of Kobe's career like we do every year on Kobe Day, 8/24. Kobe would have been 48 years old yesterday. It would have been weird to see Kobe almost 50, wouldn't it?
You know, it's
wish we could have seen it.
Something I know I've talked about a lot as somebody who covers all things Lakers, but Kobe's passing was just a tragedy in and of itself, and obviously Gigi and the others on that helicopter, and so much life to live for all those kids, and all of that. But with Kobe, his post-basketball life, you knew was going to be really interesting because Kobe was an extremely smart, intellectually curious person with a lot of different things that he wanted to do. And for all of Kobe's extreme confidence on the court, he was very willing to acknowledge what he didn't know in other spaces, and he would reach out to others who knew better than him because he wanted to be as great as he could in those other spaces. And I think there was just so much that we would have seen had he lived.
When he won the Oscar, he won it for a short called Dear Basketball.
Yep.
And I remember when he was going through that, he went to somebody and said, how do I get a hold of John Williams? He's won more Oscars. John Williams is the famous music composer that is, I think he's won over 50 Oscars in his career. And he said, I want to get him to work on this. So he called him. He did. And then together, Williams won another Oscar, the only one Kobe's ever going to win.
I actually,
that was great.
I have a great story along those lines with Kobe reaching out to experts in a field.
Yeah.
Years ago for the podcast my brother and I used to do for this station, we did an interview with this documentary filmmaker who made this doc called Jiro Dreams of Sushi. And it's about the greatest, this guy is considered J-I-R, I believe it's pronounced Jiro. He's considered the greatest sushi maker in certainly modern Japanese history. He's considered the GOAT of sushi.
Okay.
And there was this documentary made about him and his sushi restaurant and the pressure on his sons that were looking to take it over and his mastery of that field. And the director of that, we interviewed him, and he told us this story about how all of a sudden I don't know if it was his assistant or secretary or someone, calls him in his office. He's like, Kobe Bryant's on the phone. He wants to talk to you. And the director's like, yeah, okay, whatever. And he's like, and the assistant is like, no, I'm serious. Kobe is on the phone. He wants to talk to you. And he cold called this director because he wanted to learn more about Jiro's obsession and his approach to sushi making.
Yeah.
And also too, he was moving into the documentary film space, so I think he also wanted to talk with somebody about the art of storytelling in general. But Kobe, I remember Kobe would also tell stories about how, he would cold call Oprah or cold call Steven Spielberg. And I'm like, okay, respectfully, Kobe, you're not cold calling anybody. Everybody's going to take your call. If I call Oprah, that's cold calling.
Yeah.
But where Kobe deserves credit is a lot of people of his stature would think, oh, I've been successful in this. I can immediately transfer to this. And Kobe.
Yeah, he was a sponge.
Yeah, it was a really admirable quality of his.
And again, we'll play the favorite call Michael and I have ever done together. The last game of Kobe's career, we'll play for you the last few minutes of that game at 2:30 today in honor of 8/24 Kobe Bryant Day. All right, Andy, the Lakers took this trip to Slovenia, and it looked like they had a lot of fun, a lot of golfing, a lot of dinners. Here's my question. It's great that they're doing it, and I'm glad that they're, hats off to Luka for paying for the whole thing and picking it up. Is it something or nothing that they appear to be very connected? I know the answer is probably, well, it can't hurt, but can it help?
Big time something. Okay. I think it's really important because, it's a group with a lot of turnover. There's only 3 guys on the team that were in last year's rotation, and after his playoffs, Jake LaRavia's could be a bit in flux. So it's basically Luka, Austin, and a bunch of new guys, a few of whom have played together. Lucas played with Quentin Grimes. He's played with Jaden Hardy.
And they're all young, too.
Right. Sexton.
Yeah, there's only one guy whose age starts with a 3.
Yep.
Devon Looney.
Yeah, Sexton and Kessler have played together, but it's a lot of new pieces and a lot of people that don't know each other. So they're taking this opportunity to learn each other, but also to learn about Luka, their leader. Like, this is a very personal trip for Luka. He could have organized something in San Diego or Hawaii or Vegas.
Right.
That would have been great. It's totally different taking everybody to not just where he grew up in Slovenia, but like kind of a smaller country. Like, it's not a place that most people visit, even if you're somebody that likes to travel.
Strangely, Mason was there a week ago.
Well, he probably heard Luka was going to be there, and he wanted to try to get in on that action if he could.
So Mason will be back on Wednesday. We can ask him about
I
that.
think this is really important in terms of instilling culture, as far as Luka really instilling himself now as the true number one face and voice. I think it really matters.
All right. So I read this article over the weekend that the Nuggets have made so many weird roster moves since they won the title in 2023 that almost very quietly, I know why he's doing it. He can make more money if he waits till 2027. But Nikola Jokic has not signed any type of an extension. He at the end of this season, if he wanted to, he can opt out.
Yep.
There's a lot of talk that Jokic and Luka are very good friends, that maybe Jokic could come here, or Luka, God forbid, Luka could go there. Do you buy any of the talk that Jokic would play for a team other than the Nuggets after this season?
Were I to bet on it, I would bet on Jokic signing an extension next summer and being a Nuggets lifer. If I had to bet on it, he's talked in pretty definitive terms. This is what I want to do. Not like I intend to. It's like I'm going to sign this thing.
Right.
That said, though, Denver is setting Jokic up for yet another season where he could be asked to carry a lot. And I would imagine he wanted them to retain Peyton Watson, A, because he's good, B, because he's young, and he's somebody that, you can put out there.
Yeah, they basically traded Peyton Watson for DeMar DeRozan.
Right. And, DeRozan can help some, but he doesn't help in the areas where Denver's weakest. And, they've also made the KCP move was financial. Trading Michael Porter Jr. for Cam Johnson was, at least in part, financial. And the Cronkies, at least in the basketball space, have a pretty serious reputation for never wanting to pay the luxury tax.
Yes, we'll see what happens. They can afford it, but you're right. They've in the past been very hesitant to pay it. By the way, same question about Luka. Would you be surprised if Luka finished his career somewhere other than with the Lakers?
I'd be less surprised than Jokic just because he's not trying to navigate.
He's already been on two teams.
Right. He's not trying to navigate lifer status with the Lakers. That said, he does seem to be, by everything I've heard, he's happy here.
Yeah.
Obviously, whoever ends up running basketball ops and owning this team moving forward, I think they are on the clock to make sure Luka is happy with what he sees. But I don't see any reason right now to think he'd be unhappy.
Okay, so coming up next, a fan, we'll tell you the circumstances coming up in a second. It was at a Sparks game. A fan has been banned for life from Crypto.com Arena. And here's something I've always wondered when I hear these things. How does the arena enforce that? In other words, if I get banned for life because I did something stupid, and you buy tickets and say, hey, I got an extra ticket tonight, come with me, they catch me. We'll get into that next. Andy's in for Mace. I'm John Ireland, ESPN LA.
The final test for the preseason for our Los Angeles Rams. Thursday at the Palace in Inglewood. As the visitor, our Rams battle the Chargers for Week 3 of the preseason.
Coverage begins at 5 p.m. with the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
With Marcus Grant, Sua Cravens, and producer Emily.
Kickoff from SoFi at 7 p.m. Rams, Chargers, Week 3 of the preseason.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of the LA Rams. The Rams play here.
2 minutes away from talking about lifetime bans at arenas. But before that, it's the 13th annual SoCal Hyundai ESPN LA Golf Classic presented by Vista Paint is back this Friday, August 28th. Tune in for the all-day live broadcast at Black Gold Golf Club in Yorba Linda. Proceeds benefit the V Foundation for Cancer Research, brought to you by Barbecues Galore. Not just a barbecue aisle, a barbecue store.
John Ireland here. Blue Ice starts with Idaho potatoes and ends with a smooth, creamy vodka without the burn. Try classic, double espresso, or Idaho huckleberry, all under $20. Ask for Blue Ice by name at your favorite bar or restaurant. Pure as the Tetons. Enjoy responsibly.
I'm here with Angelica, and getting a DUI is serious business, isn't it?
It's a process, Cappy, and if you don't take action within 10 days, you run the risk of some pretty serious consequences. Start by calling or going to fixmydui.org. One of many things Fix My DUI does is help individuals rebuild their lives through stability and reducing the risk of future mistakes. We do this through education and ongoing support.
So the first thing you do,
visit fixmydui.org or call 888-607-7077. We can help.
Something big is coming. On September 2nd, DraftKings Game Day arrives with massive deals, exclusive deals. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in all 50 states. That means California from Texas to Florida. One app, every sport, all 50 states. Remember the date, September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season and the biggest day in sports history. New DraftKings customers sign up with code LA710, spend $5 to get $150 in rewards within 14 days. That's code LA710 in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends August 23rd. For terms, dkng.co/predictions promo. Nationwide based on sportsbook, predictions, and free-to-play sports contest availability. Varies by state.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason and Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
Hey, Mason and Ireland. Emily's here, Brian's here. Andy Kamenetsky sitting in for Mace. Mason's coming back on Wednesday. All right, Andy, weird story here. At Thursday night's WNBA game between the Atlanta Dream and the Sparks across the street at Crypto.com Arena, a fan threw a sex toy from the stands onto the court. This happened a few times last season in a few different arenas. This time around, Crypto.com Arena arrested the fan, and he's now been banned from all future WNBA games. Here's my question. Does banning a fan from all future games actually work? Let's say I'm the idiot who did it, and next week you bought tickets under your name, and you got an extra ticket, and you say, come with me. I mean, like, some arenas have facial recognition, like Madison Square Garden does. I don't know if Crypto has it or not, and interestingly enough, I made a phone call over the weekend, and I said to someone who would know, I said, do you guys have facial recognition at Crypto.com Arena? And the guy said, good question, but we never, ever talk about security procedures. We don't want you to know what we have and what we don't. And I said, so you won't even answer it? He goes, no, we never do. He goes, no one will answer that. So maybe they do. Maybe they have some high-tech security system that can pick me out. But my guess is that if I put on a baseball hat and wore some goofy glasses and sat next to you and didn't bother anybody, that I could get back into the game. What do you think?
I think it depends on how high-tech the security you're talking about. I mean, from everything I understand, what they do at Madison Square Garden is pretty high-tech, pretty effective. I think it starts getting into some creepy privacy areas and things like that. But if you're just talking about effectiveness, it sounds like it works. That being said, were I the people in charge of this, I wouldn't just ban this guy from any WNBA games.
I think he's banned from the arena.
I would ban him from the arena. But also, I think if you really want to send a message with this, you make it clear we will prosecute you.
Well, here's the reason why. Maybe under the scenario that I drew up, you buy a ticket, you invite me, I go to the game, and it's luck of the draw whether or not they catch me. If they did, I said, what would happen if someone on the no-fly list, for lack of a better term, got caught at a game? He said, we would immediately arrest them for trespassing, and they would spend the night in jail. Okay. So it's for the person who gets banned, he's obviously not the sharpest tool in the shed already if he's throwing sex toys on the court. But I'll take it a step further, Andy. I think anybody who throws anything on the court should be banned for life.
Absolutely.
Anything. You throw a tennis ball on the court and a player trips on it.
But
anybody who throws anything, banned for life. Emily, do you think a lifetime ban of an arena is enforceable? If I was the guilty party and I tried to go back to the arena, would I get caught?
I think you would. I think they wouldn't give it to you if it wasn't enforceable. And to this, like, throwing things, I was kind of surprised by this. I have not been on the floor very often for a concert, but for the Noah Khan concert at the Rose Bowl, I couldn't even have a can of alcohol on the floor. They had to make me pour it into a plastic cup so that you can't throw things at the artist on stage. I didn't even know about that.
Well, who was it? It was a female artist got a water bottle thrown on her, and she threw a microphone at somebody. I think it was Nicki Minaj.
Well, they deserve it.
Or maybe it was Cardi B. I can't remember, but one of them. I mean, I remember the music artist. I said, you got to let the artist defend herself. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I think you can. I think you can engage with facial recognition technology that, it may not be 100% effective for every single case, but I think it can be pretty effective. But I actually think, too, though, beyond the banning, because, this guy who threw the sex toy, I have no idea how often he ever wants to go to crypto for anything anyway.
Well, you've got to be pretty stupid to draw the conclusion that you're going to do that anyway. Not only could somebody get hurt, it's obviously offensive. It's just a bad idea in about 900 different ways. So I'm glad they banned them. I just don't know if they can enforce the ban.
I think it depends on how serious you want to get into facial recognition technology. I think if you really want to go like the Dolan route with this stuff.
Right.
Again, I'm not going to guarantee it can be 100%, but I think it can be pretty effective.
But, we hear this all the time. That fan has been banned from the arena. I know for a fact that not every arena has facial recognition,
Right. Well,
and football stadiums are 3 times the size of basketball arenas.
Again, you're asking me how you would do it. Do I think it is doable? I think, broadly speaking, yes. I just think the bigger deterrent needs to be criminal charges, because you may be somebody who's never planning on going back to that arena again anyway. Certainly anybody throwing sex toys onto the court at a WNBA game doesn't care about being banned from WNBA games. So I think in order to really create deterrence, you need to make it clear you're going to be prosecuted for this. We won't plea it down. And at minimum, you're going to spend money on lawyers. You're going to spend money on likely fines. Like, we are going to make this a nightmare for you if you do this.
All right. This is me being naive again. And I'm asking honestly. I don't know the answer. Help me understand the point of throwing a sex toy on a court. What are they trying to make fun of the girls? Are they trying to say that they're only there because they're sex? I don't get it.
They're trying to be demeaning towards women. That's the answer. They are demeaning women.
That's their point?
Yes. They're demeaning women in their profession.
Do they not have mothers? Or sisters?
Or they don't care about those mothers and sisters.
But here's the thing, Em. Everybody else cares.
Or they want their 15 minutes, the same like
that's the type of fame they want?
Look,
so
man,
we know last year it was all connected to like a crypto thing that people were trying to sell stuff by saying that they were attached to this as a way of getting views. But it's another reason why these people don't care about women's sports. They don't care about women. They just want to embarrass women and embarrass people on the court.
Besides being mean and stupid, I find that being just incredibly dumb. Just like, how dumb are you? You go out, buy a sex toy, stick it down your pants so you can sneak it into the arena, and then throw it on the court. What else is going on in that person's life?
That's one thing for me, too. I have to have a little clear bag going through everything, and we're not catching this?
Well, no, because I'm sure what they're doing is they're sticking it down their pants.
Clear pants from now on.
Yeah.
You got to wear clear pants.
It just, to me, there's somebody on the YouTube chat. John, there are dumb people in the world. Yes, there are.
And there are a lot of people that want to embarrass women.
George Carlin once had a great line, the late comic George Carlin.
Who had so many great lines.
He said, think about how dumb the average person you meet is, and then realize they're somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, that is fun to think about.
That's the average. How dumb this person is.
They're
in the middle.
He had a great line that I always think about when I'm in traffic. Carlin once did a stand-up show, and he goes, you ever notice when you're in traffic that anyone driving faster than you is a maniac, and anyone driving slower than you is an a-hole.
Yep.
You're the only one driving the right speed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, does not make any sense. It's just dumb, and I don't. Brian, do you think I'd be caught if I'm one of these dopes that throws a sex toy on the court, and a month later Andy has an extra ticket and says, "You want to roll the dice and come with me?" Do I get caught?
I don't think so. I think you get in.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay, here's the other piece of deterrence. Make it so if you say I have the extra ticket and I offer it to you, if you get caught, I also get arrested.
I don't think so.
No, I'm saying that's what you do.
Oh.
That's what you do.
You become an accessory to the crime.
Yes, you are essentially aiding and abetting.
What if I never told you I was banned?
Doesn't matter. Ignorance is not an excuse.
You were aiding and abetting and you didn't know it?
Sometimes wrong place, wrong time. People spend 20 years in jail.
Can
for that
I
stuff.
throw a story at you guys?
Yeah.
I saw this on my Twitter feed, and I just thought it was kind of funny. And I did click through this article. So Jimmy Kempski, he covers the NFL for an outlet in Philadelphia. So he's been doing it for a while. So he's gone to every NFL stadium. And if people don't know, when you're there working it, you get access to the press box. And the press boxes, they feed the people that are working it. And it's a varying level of whether or not they're of what you get. So Jimmy decided to rank every press box food in the NFL. And people had I clicked on it because I was like, oh, where's SoFi? SoFi was actually number 5. Anyway, Vincent Bonsignor, who has been on the show before.
Bonnie.
Yes.
Vinny B.
Covers the Rams now. He quote tweeted and says, I hate these lists. I'm there to work, not eat. You guys have both been in a lot of press boxes in your life. Where do you sit on this debate? Does it matter if they rank them? Whose side are you on?
Oh, it matters. And I'll tell you a story. So 3-4 years ago, I obviously know every other radio announcer in the league. We're all in a very small fraternity. There are only 30 of us. And at least once a year, one of the other guys would come up and go, man, I am so jealous of your press room. You've got all this great food. You've got these desserts. You got tons of space, blah, blah, blah. Then one day, out of the blue, Crypto.com Arena kneecapped the press room.
Yes,
they basically just took it out. And now it went from a top 3 NBA press room to a bottom 3 in one renovation. And I remember, I go, wow, I wonder if people comment on that. And literally, like, all 29 other announcers came up to me and go, what did you do? I go, I didn't do anything. But the reason I'm bringing this up, Emily, to your question is it does, I think, Andy, not that it should, but I do think it affects coverage in a small way. In other words, if the media is there working, and you, like, and this is a good example. What time did you get to our broadcast position on Saturday?
We actually did it from here, but typically I get to 3 hours before the game.
All right, so if it's a 1 o'clock game, you get there at 10 a.m., and you're not leaving until 5 or 6.
Yes.
That's a long day, and you got to eat, and in some cases you only have 10 minutes. So I understand. I would slide more with Jimmy than with Vinny. I think it does matter, Andy, and if you do a good, like the best press food in the NBA, and it is not close. Have you been to Detroit yet?
I've heard Detroit's amazing.
It's basically a 5-star restaurant.
I've heard Detroit's is unreal.
And their PR staff, their PR director is a guy named Kevin Gregg. He's a local
He's
guy,
been there forever.
Pasadena guy, yeah, great guy. And Kevin is so hospitable and helpful back there that, Detroit is not a place where you would go to vacation. But we all look forward to going to play the Pistons in Detroit because Kevin and his staff are so helpful and the food is so great. So my thought would be, to answer your question, reporters who are happy and who are getting fed would tend to be more, your coverage is going to be a little bit better. Andy, not major, but a little bit.
Yeah, I think it does. I mean, it affects your overall mood. We are all creatures of food. We all like to eat. It certainly doesn't hurt if the press meal's good. Just seeing this in the YouTube chat, I think this is a great point from M. Krajny31. Tell John the reason people were throwing the toys on the floor was at the time there were bets on Kalshi trying to guess the color of the next one to hit the floor people were trying to rig. I can't say with certainty that that's the reason it happened, but in the age of Kalshi and Polymarket and all of these, you can bet on anything.
So it could be a gambling.
And there's literally no oversight of these industries whatsoever. That can't be taken off the table.
Okay, back to our food thing.
Yeah.
If I'm a owner, and they're increasingly because of how expensive owning a team can be.
Yeah, and they're under no obligation to provide food, by the way.
And if I'm
Some
cutting
people
corners,
charge for it. Yeah.
Why would they not cut quarters on press?
Well, I mean, look at crypto. They did.
Yeah.
They basically said, we don't care if the media's happy. We can put in 3 more bunker suites.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what they did, and they can make money. I totally get it. I totally get why they do it. But, I always say this about Lincoln Riley, Andy. He's been not very accessible to Los Angeles media since he got this job. He has no friends in the L.A. media.
And by the way, he was never that accessible in Oklahoma either.
But here's the thing. So you don't have to be friends with him. He's going to be hired or fired based on wins and losses. But if you asked the question earlier in the show, or somebody did, if he loses 3 or 4 games, does he get fired? I'll tell you this. I don't know if he gets fired or not, but nobody in the media is standing up to that guy because he's been an a-hole to so many media people.
According to Johnny Bucket 7 in the YouTube chat, AKMK, that commenter I read before, absolutely right. I saw that prop.
Okay, so that may be the answer.
So
you may have solved the riddle.
And God, that is so freaking stupid. I'm just going to say it out there. If you bet on it, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Kalshi having it on there is stupid.
By the way, so you come home that day. I don't think any of these guys have wives or mothers, but you come home that day and they say, "What'd you do today, honey?" I threw a sex toy on the court.
Well, and also too, like
game.
unless
no, I bet on the sex toy
that's
on
even
the
worse.
court.
I bet on the rigged sex toy. And too, like if say the guy that threw it out there, that was one of the guys that bet on this and essentially juiced his own bet. He's going to end up using some of those winnings towards his legal fees and stuff like that. You don't come out quite as far
or
as
more
ahead as you
sex
think.
toys.
Yeah. All right. Coming up next, has any player ever in any sport talked his way out of town with a bad press conference? It might be happening now. We'll explain next. First, let me tell you about Life Source water systems. Chris Morales and I both had these installed several months ago at our respective houses, and we're never going back to regular cheap city water. Life Source cleans and conditions the water from every tap in your house. So you're drinking, cooking, showering, and washing with healthier water every single day. That's why we're doing a happy dance. That's why we're sucking on the tap. Because there's no salt, no regular maintenance. No more worrying about harsh city water drying out our skin. It's an essential appliance. And once I made the switch, I knew I'd never go back. Here's how you get it. Call the Life Source California factory at 800-WATER-99. 800-WATER-99, or visit LifeSourceWater.com. Life Source Water. Taste and feel the difference. Warranty limitations apply. 800-WATER-99 or LifeSourceWater.com.
Hey, it's Jordan Moore. USC football is back for another season on ESPN LA. Don't miss the return of Trojans Live, Monday at 6 on ESPN LA. Me, Sean Cody, Keely Yore, we will get you ready for kickoff of the USC season and cover everything USC athletics. Plus, we'll talk to the head coach, Lincoln Riley. Trojans Live is back, Monday at 6 on your home for USC football. ESPN LA. Fight on.
The Hard Rock Hotline on ESPN LA. Brought to you, of course, by Hard Rock Casino Tajon.
Experience gaming, dining, and live entertainment at the easiest drive from downtown LA. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Summer is sizzling and the August deals are at Northridge of Wonders Toyota. It's Bethel Durant, and I love my Camry Hybrid. And right now, you can lease a 2026 Camry SE Hybrid CVT for $359 a month or 36 months plus tax. $359 for a new Camry Hybrid? Come on now. It's got to be Northridge and Wonders Toyota.
Lease based on 2026 Camry model 2561 with total SRP of $33,808. Lease in purchase amount of $21,964. $29.99 due at signing. Includes first month's payment and $750 acquisition fee. Security deposit may be required. On approved credit, tax, title, license, or extra. Excludes dealer doc fee of $80. Offer ends 8/31/2026.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland.
They all pitch to Rojas.
Hey, this is Miguel Rojas from the Los Angeles Dodgers.
It's back. It's on its way. Out of here. Miguel Rojas.
You're listening to Mason and Ireland Show.
Mason and Ireland rolls on.
Little talking heads for you.
Love it.
Andy Kamenetsky in for Mason. I'm John Ireland. So, Deshaun Watson was named the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns earlier today by Todd Monken, the new Browns head coach. It's a little surprising because after the game on Saturday where Watson looked terrible, he got booed. And when he got booed, he just crapped on the Cleveland fans. This is what he said at a press conference right after the game.
It has nothing to do about the performance. It's a little bit personal than that. So I think it's a disrespectful thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep whatever I feel with me and my family internally on how I feel about that. And, yeah, just move on.
But don't you think, Deshaun, that winning and playing better would eliminate some of that booing?
Last time I played on this field, I tore my Achilles. And that same fan base, they cheered when I got hurt. So does that have to do with, what does that have to do with anything about performance? When a person get hurt, especially for your own city, and they cheer.
Does any of that make you regret coming here?
No, I don't regret anything in my life.
All right, so let's give you guys a little background on Deshaun Watson. In 2022, the Browns were looking to trade for a quarterback, and they looked into trading for Deshaun Watson, and Watson's agent said, no, he'll never come to Cleveland. Magically, Andy, when they put $270 million guaranteed, he was in Cleveland the next day, but they gave up a boatload to get him. 3 first-round picks, largest guaranteed quarterback for a contract ever.
Mind you, this is already after all the stuff had already come out about him.
And the stuff that Emily's talking about is he was accused by 27 different women, massage therapists, 27 of them, for inappropriate contact. And the league suspended him for it. It was kind of an empty suspension because he was hurt anyway. And then this year, Deshaun is trying to work his way back, and he stinks. He's been terrible. Shedeur Sanders is the one that's competing with him. But they decided today to announce Watson as the starter. Dan Orlovsky at ESPN was so shocked when he heard the comments that I just played that he went on Get Up this morning and said, this was before the Browns announced Deshaun's the starter, about an hour or two before. But Dan Orlovsky said it was so bad that he thinks Watson can't play there anymore. Here's Dan.
I don't think they can have Deshaun Watson on the team after that interaction. And if they somehow come out today and name Deshaun Watson their starting quarterback, if I was a Browns fan, I would not go to the games. You cannot handle the press conference in that way, given the circumstances of what has transpired since they gave you $230 plus $250 million guaranteed, and the lack of performance and availability has shown itself in a city like Cleveland. I feel bad for those fans that they have to sit there and listen to that. So if this was strictly a football decision, it'd probably be a coin flip, 50-50, whatever guy you want to start, go ahead. But after that, I don't think you can have him as your starting quarterback. I don't think you can have him on.
All right. So Dan Orlovsky thought it was so bad you can't have him on the team. Now, in the interest of fairness, Deshaun Watson came in this morning, and realized he had stepped in it, and he apologized. Here's his apology.
First off, I want to address the comments from Saturday after the game. I think just, human nature, just myself being very emotional, putting a lot of time these last 2 years to, get back and, spend time in this facility, in the city, meeting a lot of different people in the community. I thought I was going to get, a little different response, but, I think, my emotions got the best of me, and, my comments wasn't intending to go at any of the fans around in the city, because there's been a lot of great fans that have been supporting me, and I know the frustration. This organization have put, a lot of investment in coming, to get me back in 22, and things haven't been going the right direction that we thought it was. A lot of injuries, a lot of time off, and not putting the best football and my foot forward. So, again, just, I understand the frustration. I understand everything that kind of goes into that. And moving forward, I just want to focus on football.
All right, Andy, a lot to unpack there. First of all, the decision to name Deshaun Watson the starter. Do you get that?
I think it has a lot to do with the reason that Dan Orlovsky is wrong that you can't release Deshaun Watson. It's too big a cap hit.
Yeah, it's over $100 million.
Right. If they released him right now, it would be a $127 million dead salary cap charge, NFL record. If they wait till next year, it becomes merely an $86 million dead
mackerel.
cap. With that in mind, A, it explains why Deshaun Watson's still on the team. And B, I think it probably explains to some degree why he's starting, because as Orlovsky said, it is kind of a coin flip between him and Shedeur Sanders. Sanders has, from clips I've seen and coverage I've read, he has not been great either. So, as is often the case, money can break the tie. Like, it's an awful lot of money to spend on Deshaun Watson to not play.
And he looked terrible on Saturday. Emily, if it was up to you, would you start Watson or Shedeur?
Boo.
Neither
That's
one?
my thoughts about it generally. I think that Deshaun Watson deserves his boos. Not for when he gets injured. I'm not a booing injured person, but booing him as a person. I think you have to do Shedeur. You have to do whatever's best for your team. And if Shedeur is playing better, he should be the one that's playing. That's your own dang fault for paying Deshaun Watson all this guaranteed money.
And here's another question. Why'd you have to do it today? You got another preseason game left. These guys are pretty even, it looks like, on the depth chart. What's the point in naming Deshaun Watson a starter 3 weeks before the season starts?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's going on in the locker room, and maybe there's some type of, internal factions forming over who should start. So maybe they're trying to quiet this thing down. Maybe. And if this was the reason, I think they would be totally misreading the room. But they thought if they named Deshaun Watson the starter, it would rally more fans around him because at that point he's their quarterback. I don't think it works that way, but that could be the logic.
Mind you, Dylan Gabriel's still on this team, but he was a third-round draft pick. Third round.
And Shedeur was
higher
a
than
fifth
Shedeur.
rounder, right?
Fifth or
what are you doing?
Yeah, Cleveland can't get out of their own way. And boy, can you imagine being on sports radio in Cleveland today? How fun that would be.
I mean, why is it?
One of my buddies is a talk show host there. We should get him on just to see if he's got a helmet and pads on in there today.
I'm going to be honest, John. Why would this day of negativity be any different from any day of Cleveland sports talk radio?
They've gotten it this summer because they had LeBron, then didn't have LeBron, then had to mourn the loss of LeBron again.
I mean, they did win the Peyton Watson sweepstakes. I guess they got that going for them.
Okay.
And they got James Harden for another $3 and $100 million.
Yay.
I mean, if he was really, really good and he was playing well and he had all these off-the-field issues, it would be a hard decision. But when he's playing bad, it seems such a really stupid decision.
The problem is, though, I don't think Shedeur Sanders or Dylan Gabriel have played well enough to where, the people who cut the checks are going to justify sitting that much money.
Poor Jared Verse.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that. Jared Verse is there now. All right, coming up next, a little fast track. We'll get Emily in here. We'll get Brian in here. They got a bunch of stuff they're going to throw at us. If you're just joining us, at 2:30, we'll play the final it's 3 to 5 minutes of Kobe's career. It's
Yeah.
about 10 minutes in real time, but it is my favorite game Michael and I have ever called, but it was also just happened to be 10 years ago. It was in 2016. Kobe's final NBA game, and we do it every year on Kobe Day, 8/24. We'll do that at 2:30, and then at 2:45, Game of Games, Andy's game, and he's high on this game today. He feels like he's got a winner. So that's all coming up next. Andy and for Mace, I'm John Ireland, ESPN LA.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive.
I think I have a new reason not to hate Sam Darnold, but just...
That's an interesting setup. Where's this going?
Weekdays starting at 3 p.m.
You can't hate Sam Darnold. He's a good dude.
He seems to be.
But I'm happy he's their quarterback. Is that fair to say?
I understand that.
This is going to be so wrong from what I'm saying. I heard his in-game interview, and they were talking about his offseason. Like, how's your offseason been? Of course, he just won the freaking Super Bowl, right?
Sure.
His answer was, I got married, and then I won the Super Bowl.
Was his wife sitting next to him when he said that?
No, he's on the sideline. This is why I don't like Sam Darnold.
She may have been watching or listening.
You know why? His priorities are right. I don't want my quarterback to have his priorities right.
Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN. The all-new ESPN LA app. And live on YouTube.
I'm John Ireland, and the cleaner way to cocktail is with Blue Ice Vodka. Gluten-free, no added sugar, only 64 calories an ounce. Find Blue Ice at Bristol Farms, Smart and Final, and Ralph's. Blue Ice, smooth, affordable, a better way to cocktail. Enjoy responsibly.
Hi guys, it's Ramona Shelburne for Hyundai of Glendale, where it's back to school savings all month long. Right now, lease a brand new 2026 Hyundai Palisade SE for $279 a month. Comes with owner's assurance and America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Take it from me, with next level customer service and incredible dealer incentives, your next Hyundai is waiting for you at Hyundai of Glendale. Call 818-222-8000 or check them out at HyundaiofGlendale.net.
$279 per month plus tax. Close in lease for 24 months. $47.49 total due on signing. Plus government fees and taxes. Unapproved above average credit through HMF. 7,500 miles per year. 20 cents per excess miles. Expires 8/30/26.
Rams preseason football is back, and the countdown to kickoff is officially underway. Get your first look at new additions like Myles Garrett and Trent McDuffie, alongside stars Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua. To experience every game live and enjoy home playoff ticket access, interest-free monthly payment plans, and exclusive stadium event pre-sales, explore Rams season tickets today. Visit therams.com/2026. Don't miss out on any of this season's action and get your Rams season tickets now.
Introducing our new Chili Crisp Dumplings, a spicy twist on a Waba favorite. Bold, crunchy, and tossed and fiery. Chili Crisp. That's our new Chili Crisp Dumplings. Get them today, only at Waba Grill. It's for you.
At ESPN Los Angeles.
7:10 a.m. KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma sports radio station.
And it is 2 p.m. in the Southland on the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland.
And it is time for Fast Track.
Fast Track.
The return of Fast Track, driven by our friends at Cerritos Auto Square. Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com.
Time for Fast Track.
Down low is 350Q, 3 1/4 horsepower, 4-speed, 410 gears, 10 coats of competition orange, hand-rubbed lacquer with a blue plane manifold, full race cams.
Fast Track on Mason and Ireland.
Time for Fast Track. Take it away, Mace. No Mace today. Andy Kamenetsky filling in for him. Zoom, Em. What do you got?
If you know me, you know I'm a hater. One of the places that I like to hate is at the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
Had no idea.
Shocking to you that I would hate something. So I'm not a fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I don't get it. I don't get them. And I don't think neither does Kyle Brandt. So Kyle Brandt was on with SVP, I believe it was either yesterday or Saturday. But he had an interesting way to describe the experience of watching the Cowboys every year. Here's Kyle Brandt.
When you're driving your sons around, you guys ever hit the Taco Bell? I'm asking.
Sure.
Okay. Taco Bell for like 50 years has just been taking like the same 5 ingredients and just repurposing them.
Yeah, chalupa,
yes,
whatever.
but now it's the nacho chalupa.
Uh-huh.
Cowboys are the Taco Bell team. It's the same thing for decades. We have a fancy quarterback. We have a big old owner. We have a defensive end. It's just like this is now the Tostitos nacho wrap.
Yeah, but
two nacho.
So do you agree with Kyle Brandt? Are the Cowboys just repackaging the same thing every year, expecting a different result? I will say the Steelers also sound a lot like this.
Jerry Jones, it's more important to Jerry, I think, for him to get the credit than it is for them to win or lose, which is a little dangerous.
Well, it's actually, I'll take it a step further. It's more important to him that he get the spotlight even before the credit.
Yeah, he likes the spotlight more than Mace.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think that's a ridiculous position for Kyle Brandt. Do you?
Okay, really quickly, double checking.
Yeah.
Taco Bell is not a sponsor for anything here, and we are not looking to get Taco Bell.
Correct.
Go after it.
Am I correct?
Yeah.
What has Taco Bell been in the news most recently for?
The lettuce.
The lettuce. The lettuce causing what?
Poop.
Yes. As somebody who is married to a diehard Cowboy fan since birth, she's from Texas.
Right.
I can tell you that the experience of being a Cowboy fan for her feels very similar to those eating Taco Bell recently. Very similar commonality between Cowboys
Feels
and
good
Taco
going
Bell.
down, not great coming out.
Pretty much. Pretty much. She has not been happy as a Cowboy fan in the entire time.
Well,
that
they
I've
haven't been
known
to
her.
a Super Bowl in 30 years.
I've known my wife for 20 years. I have not experienced her being happy as a Cowboy fan in 20 years. I'll leave it at that.
BC, what do you got?
Fast Track.
All right, we're about, I think the Little League World Series championship is next Sunday, so we're less than a week now from a Little League World Series winner.
Okay.
I will say the team that looks the most dominant so far is Iowa Little League. Another pitcher that went, I think, 5 innings, 13 or 14 strikeouts, hit the home run, just like his counterpart beforehand. But it came out over this weekend that apparently they're being accused of sign stealing and cheating, according to them, in their previous round.
Who's accusing him?
The team that they lost to in the regional round in the
Okay.
championship game is accusing them of sign stealing in that final championship game, the game that gets them to the Little League World Series.
Question. When they accuse them of sign stealing, is there any electronics being used?
No.
Or are
so
they
this
just
is the
stealing signs from okay.
Right. Classic runner on second base. These Little League catchers don't hide signals very well, and they, flash the 1 for the fastball, 2 for the off speed.
Right.
And apparently, there was some fishy stuff going on. Their coach comes out saying, hey, we don't teach this stuff. This is not what we do. We're 12 years old. We're just playing the game. Apparently in the rule book, though, it is against, the rules and could go for disqualification. Where do you stand here, though, on, Little Leaguers, 11 to 13-year-olds being in this scuffle of sign stealing?
You ain't cheating, you ain't trying, Andy. But as long as they're not using a buzzer like Jose Altuve or banging chairs or trash cans, if they're just stealing signs from the coaches, and the coaches are dumb enough not to change the signs, more power to them.
I don't even consider that cheating. Like, if you are leaving yourself exposed while doing the act of signs, and you leave yourself so exposed that people can pick up your signs, that's not cheating. That's not cheating at all. That's being observant. Good for those players.
Those kids are going to learn. You gotta learn through failure, and you gotta learn to cover up your signs.
Right. I think that sign stealing is a part of baseball. You got to teach them young, man. If you're not using, that's why you got to, do people know this, that when those third base coaches are doing, they look like they're playing charades and they're like grabbing their nose and their ears and the way that works is, if you've ever played in a baseball team, one of those signs is what they call the indicator.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody on your team knows that until you get to the indicator, ignore all the other stuff. So if I come out and I grab my left ear, grab my right ear, grab my chin, wipe across my chest, grab my right elbow, and then grab my nose, and the nose is the indicator, the only sign that matters is the next one.
Yeah, 90% of what you see is jazz hands and vamping.
Correct.
Like, until you get to the actual sign.
So I think it's kind of fun. I have no problem with a Little League team stealing signs as long as they're not electronically cheating.
No, again, if you are picking up on what a first base coach or a manager or whatever's doing, I think you should be applauded, because at 12, that's not easy. It actually means you're pretty smart for a 12-year-old.
Okay, let me ask you about this. It's been a weird week for Arizona Diamondbacks all-star second baseman Ketel Marte.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what started it. Last week they were in Boston, and Marte just didn't show up to the ballpark. And Troy Lovello, the manager's like, I don't know where he is. He's asking his teammates. They're calling his family. They can't find. They find out later that his knee was bothering him so much that he got on a plane on his own dime and flew back to Phoenix to have it examined by a specialist. So they said, well, we don't love the fact that he didn't communicate what he was up to, but if his knee's bothering him and it needs to get looked at, we're glad that's being done. So he goes out there, and it turns out the knee is injured and he needs to rest, so they put him on the injured list for 10 days. So the other day, while he's on the injured list, Diamondbacks are playing a game in downtown Phoenix, and Ketel Marte is off-site getting knee rehab, and after the rehab, he gets seen on a surveillance camera in a casino while his team is playing a game. So, in other words, we can assume he got done with his rehab, he had some time to kill, went into the casino. Andy, anything wrong? He could not play anyway. He was not eligible to play in the game, but his team's playing. They're fighting for a playoff spot, and he's in a casino. Something or nothing.
It's not a great look. I got to be honest. It reminds me. Do you remember this, John? Years ago, Andrew Bynum was dealing with an injury. I believe it was a knee injury at the time.
Right.
And he was seen at the Playboy Mansion with a bunny on his shoulders.
Okay.
And on one hand, I imagine that the rehab work Bynum was doing probably involved more weight than that bunny. Like, it probably was less strenuous than the act of putting that bunny on his shoulders, what he was than anything he was doing as part of rehabilitating that knee. But it's not a great look. Like, I don't think Bynum was risking any setbacks or anything like that, but not reading the room well. No.
Something or nothing that Ketel Marte was caught in a casino.
It would be like if I called out sick and then you realized that I actually went to go see a concert. It's like,
Except in that case, the difference is in your job, in his job, if you're hurt and on the injured list, you're ineligible to play. You would have been eligible to work.
Sure.
So, yeah, you're right. It's a bad look. But in his case, Andy, even if he would have left the casino and driven to the ballpark and sat in the dugout, he still couldn't play.
Here's where I think it's a bad look for Marte specifically. He already had the MIA incident. If he hadn't had the MIA incident, then I think him just being in a casino, it's kind of weird, but all right, whatever.
It's not being a team player.
Right. So I remember, and I'm curious what your opinion on this was when it happened, because I know you were following it like I was. Year 2 or 3 into LeBron's run with the Lakers, he was ruled out for a game, and he showed up. He had a driver, and the driver parked underneath crypto. And LeBron walked in drinking a glass of red wine.
Yes, I remember that.
He was ineligible to play. He could not play, but he got crushed for it.
I'm not going to lie. I found that kind of badass.
I thought it was funny.
Pretty cool.
I know, but fans said, well, he doesn't care. He's out. First of all, he's not getting drunk. He's having a glass of wine. And second of all, it's not like at any point he could have put on a uniform and gone out and played. He had already been scratched.
It was funny, though. Like, there was a period where LeBron used to talk so much about his love of wine, and then when he became a tequila baron, like his love of tequila. And we talk about this concept, I'm like, is this a cry for help?
No.
Like, is LeBron trying to signal to all of us that he needs someone to intervene?
I can't tell you how I know this, but wine is ahead of tequila in the James house.
No, look, I want to make it clear. I do not think it was a cry for help. It just was. It was coming up so often. I'm like, dude, we get it. You like some booze. We understand. Like, calm down.
Troy Lovello came out and said, look, as long as he's doing the prescribed rehab, when the rehab is over, he's free to do whatever he wants. I'm not going to kill a guy over this, which I think is smart.
Yeah.
Because if Marte wants to come back to the team, you don't want to come back to a team that hates you. And so the manager's playing this smart. All right, coming up next, more Fast Track, more from Emily, more from Brian. Reminder, 2:30. We'll play you Kobe's last game, the highlights from that. We do it every year on Kobe Day. People seem to enjoy it. That's coming up at 2:30. 2:45 Game of Games. Andy and Mace, ESPN LA.
It is Fast Track on Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles, driven by Cerritos Auto.
All right, it is time for Fast Track.
Fast Track.
Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com.
Time for Fast Track.
More Fast Track next.
The final test for the preseason for our Los Angeles Rams. Thursday at the Palace in Inglewood. As the visitor, our Rams battle the Chargers for Week 3 of the preseason.
Coverage begins at 5 p.m. with the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
With Marcus Grant, Sua Cravens, and producer Emily.
Kickoff from SoFi at 7 p.m. Rams Chargers, Week 3 of the preseason.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of the LA Rams. The Rams play here.
Not sure what to do this week? The answer is always Cosm. Here's your Cosm calendar for the week of August 24th. Get ready. You're not just watching the nightmare. You're stepping inside it. This week, experience the horror movie classic It at Cosm like you've never seen it before. Enter the dome where Cosm's massive wraparound LED display surrounds you with the sights, sounds, and suspense of the town on Derry, creating an immersive cinematic experience that puts you right in the middle of the story. Every shadow feels closer. Every scare feels bigger. And Pennywise appears. There's nowhere to hide. Grab your friends, settle into a comfortable Cosm booth, and experience one of horror's most unforgettable stories on a scale you can't get at home or anywhere else. Make a night of it with great food, craft cocktails, and drinks available throughout Cosm. It begins this week at Cosm, and this special event also includes a commemorative ticket and an exclusive gift, and the opportunity to be among the first audiences to see it in shared reality. Are you ready to face your fears? Find showtimes and tickets now at Cosm.com. And that's your Cosm calendar for this week. That's your Cosm calendar.
Oh, hey, Sarah. Did you hear my daughter Katie got Camper of the Week?
That's a big deal.
We got a big deal, too. Right, Mom?
Honey, shh.
What's that?
Okay, that Hyundai Santa Fe, I only paid.
Nice.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Tucson, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Offers end September 8th. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
Good Karma Sports is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with Good Karma Sports, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmasports.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmasports.com.
Rich Eisen here with some advice. If high-interest credit card debt is grinding you down, it might be time to call an audible with a SoFi personal loan. It consolidates your debt into one low monthly payment with no fees required. And with as soon as the same-day funding, you can make the right play fast. Call an audible on your debt today at SoFi.com/debtplay. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debtplay. Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a time out to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs and their experts install them. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Discover why Pella is a trusted choice for homeowners everywhere. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. That's Pella.com/Eisen.
Fast Track. And it is Fast Track on 710 ESPN. Mason and Ireland on the all-new ESPN LA app, 7:10 a.m. and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles. Fast Track now back in the 2 p.m. hour on Mason and Ireland, driven by Cerritos Auto Square. Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com. Once again, back to Fast Track and back to Mason and Ireland on 710.
Zoom, Emily, what do you got?
So I saw this article. It was about a festival, a mini festival for the American Cinematheque. It's like a movie screenings across LA. But Mel Brooks, for his 100th birthday, is doing some of his favorite movies. And some of them include When Harry Met Sally, The Grapes of Wrath, This Is Spinal Tap, Schindler's List, Double Indemnity, Jojo Rabbit. There's a bunch. If you want to find something, you can find it there or on the American Cinematheque website. But what I want to ask you guys is, what would be 5 movies that you would want to program for the, John Ireland Movie Festival? I'll give you my example first.
Okay.
So for Emily's Movie Festival, it would be I Support Women's Wrongs. Instead of women's rights, women's wrongs. And here's my 5 movies. It would start with Thelma and Louise. Again, women on the run, from the
Good
lamb,
movie.
Criminals. Gone Girl, another one.
Very good movie.
Set It Off. If you haven't seen
Although
Set It
Gone
Off.
Girl kind of makes women look bad.
I disagree.
Okay.
I think she looks fantastic, and I think she is totally in the right. And her cool girl monologue is probably
Wait,
the most.
You're talking about Rosamund Pike's character?
I do.
Okay.
The cool girl monologue
The one
is
who
incredible.
killed Doogie Howser?
Yes,
Okay.
because he was manipulating her. He was forming her into what? Anyway, we can get into it. But
Well, there was some self-servingness
these
involved
movies
too.
are meant to your interpretation of women not being totally what they're supposed to be. Set It Off. If you haven't seen Set It Off, fantastic movie where they all rob banks. Queen
Been a long
Latifah.
time.
Yeah. Jennifer's Body, another one. If you haven't seen it, fantastic.
That's Megan Fox, right?
Megan Fox is a demon taking over. Amanda Seyfried is her friend. And then Anatomy of a Fall, which is how I ended out the week.
That's a good movie.
So those are my I Support Women's Wrongs.
All right.
Another one where a woman does not look good.
Andy, you want to go or you want me to go?
I'll go.
Okay.
I started
I
with.
think you and I are going to have a couple of copies.
We'll see. I was going with. I began with my all-time favorite movie, which is Goodfellas. And
Good one.
Beyond being an incredible movie, I think the degree of difficulty in the execution of that movie, particularly with how Scorsese did it, was really, really high, and he managed to pull it off. So I went with a theme of what I consider perfect movies in terms of their execution.
So that's one of them, though, right?
Yeah.
All right, who are the other
Goodfellas.
4?
Mad Max Fury Road.
Okay.
An unbelievable action movie. I don't think I've ever seen one better. Midnight Run is the perfect buddy comedy. Perfect.
Very good
like the
movie.
script,
Very underrated
the
movie.
script is
Yep.
perfect. Tootsie with Dustin Hoffman.
So good.
Unbelievable execution.
Everybody in it too. All the
Right.
like the small roles. Bill Murray.
Yes.
Sidney Pollack as the agent.
The premise could be ridiculous, and it works incredible as both a comedy and a romantic comedy, and just studying men and women and those
Yeah,
dynamics.
Jessica Lange in her prime too.
And yeah, she's everyone's great in it. And then the 5th movie was L.A. Confidential, which I think is an
We don't have any carryover.
amazing,
Great
modern,
great list.
modern noir, and it is also to me the greatest L.A. movie ever made.
Against all odds, greatest LA movie ever made. Okay, here are my 5. I'm surprised this wasn't on either one of your lists. And I needed a sports movie. Caddyshack. The performances in Caddyshack, in terms of a sports movie, are you cannot if you come across it, you never turn it off. All right.
Unpopular opinion, not that into Caddyshack.
Okay.
I don't hate it, but I don't love
Then
it
you
either.
probably won't love this either.
Okay.
Trading Places.
I like Trading Places.
All right.
It's a good
Dan
movie.
Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a good
very good movie. This will be surprising, but these I consider to be incredibly rewatchable, and I'm kind of cheating because there are 2 of them. Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. If any of those come across, I watch them all the time, and I never turn them off.
I was stunned by how good Top Gun Maverick was.
Yeah.
I expected it to be awful.
I
It was
also
actually
know
pretty
somebody
good.
who would see this already. Your list is Travis Rogers.
Okay. Well,
This could be
as
Travis's
usual.
list.
Well, this will not be Travis's list. All right. Number 2, Emily, you know where I'm going. Love Actually.
Yep.
The best Christmas movie ever made. And then number 1, this would be Mason's number 2. His number 1 would be Chinatown, but his number 2 would be the same as mine. Godfather 1 and 2. You can watch them in consecutive order,
Yeah.
and
You're
you would
cheating a
never
lot
get
in this
sick
one.
of them.
I
Well, it's the
thought
same movie. They're both sequels.
the Godfather 2 is both a prequel and a sequel.
Right.
Because if you read the book, The Godfather has everything that's in The Godfather, and then the early part of Godfather 2 went with young Vito. The only stuff that's not in the book is the stuff in Tahoe.
By the way, if you're a fan of The Godfather, you've got to watch something. It's on Paramount. It's on Paramount
Offer.
Plus. The Offer, written by my neighbor. Shout out Kevin Hines. It tells the story about how difficult it was to get The Godfather made because all the Italians in New York tried to stop
There's a good
it.
book about it, actually, too.
But Miles Teller is the lead. He plays the producer. There's a guy named Al Ruddy.
Mm-hmm.
They found a girl who looks exactly like Ally McGraw. The guy, Matthew Good, who plays Robert Evans, just nails it. Very entertaining if you're a Godfather
There's a book
fan.
called Leave the Gun, Take the Cannoli. Take the Cannolis. That's all about the making of the Godfather. It's really good.
Brian, what is your 5?
I went a little more comedy route, so you're going to laugh at these. My all-time favorite movie, Wedding Crashers.
Very good. Watch it 3 nights ago.
Oh,
awesome.
I watch it at least once a month. And then I
Crab
go
cakes and football. That's what Maryland does.
Austin Powers, the second one. Also,
Is that the one with Beyonce?
No, it's the
I
one
think
with
that's
Heather
the third
Graham.
one. This is the Spy That Shagged Me.
Okay, so Elizabeth Hurley?
Heather Graham.
Heather Graham. Okay.
And then I'd go Pineapple Express.
That's great.
That is
Great
right
movie.
up your
That's
alley.
a fun movie.
Yeah.
Right with that is This Is the End, kind of same
Love
cast.
This Is the End.
Yeah, love
This Is the End is a
very
great
underrated movie. I feel like
Very
in terms
funny
of
movie.
comedy. And then I'd tap it off a little sports comedy, but also a little League. The new Bad News Bears, a little
The Billy Bob
Billy
Thornton
Bob Thornton one.
Did you see the
Interesting.
original, the Walter
I
Matthau
have,
one?
yes. They
and you
are
like
great.
the new one better?
The new one, surprisingly, very funny. I
Okay.
love it.
That's a Brian Cohen list right there. But a very good one. All right, BC, what's next?
Fast track.
I had something that happened in this Little League this last weekend, and MLB is the MLB Player Weekend they had the last couple days, and they capped it off with the Little League Classic last night with the Braves and Brewers. My thing here is I kind of missed it. I didn't get too much opportunity to watch any of these games this last weekend, so I didn't see all the custom cleats, the custom gloves, the unique bat designs that they do. Could it be longer, or is it too gimmicky at that point? Should it be a
matter of
couple
fact,
weeks, a year long?
Well, plus it's only one game.
Right.
It's only the Sunday night game. I think this year it was the Brewers and the Braves, which is, by the way, the reason the Dodgers aren't playing tonight is the Braves had to fly from Williamsport, and the Dodgers had to fly. So it's a travel day for both the Dodgers and the Braves. They'll open that series tomorrow. But, Brian, I think I absolutely think they could add a week, make a weekend series out of it, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I think it would sell out. Now, they don't make a lot of money on it because the stadium's so small. But they can televise that whole weekend, and I think it would be really good. And what I kind of got a kick out of, Andy, was how much the players embraced it. Like, Jacob Mizorowski was going down and hanging with the kids on the hill and sliding down the – I actually think it was very it made me miss Little League. It made me appreciate the fact that all those guys were once Little Leaguers. I like it.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure for them it feels like a trip down memory lane. They're also dealing with little kids that they know they're going to remember that for the rest of their lives.
Okay, coming up next is, for my money, I've been a sportscaster for 30 years. I've called every imaginable sport. I've called baseball, football, basketball. I once did a fishing tournament. I have done firefighter Olympics. I've called everything. What we're going to play for you, and we play it every year on 8/24, Kobe Day, is the final minutes of Kobe Bryant's career. We've cut it down to a 10-minute clip. And, Andy, the reason this gets more appropriate the farther away we get from it, it's the 10-year anniversary of Kobe's final game, is that now there were kids that were 4, 5, 6 years old that were not up that late at night, that didn't watch it, but now they're 14, 15, 16. They've heard the stories about Kobe. They know who he is and what he was. And what you're about to hear after this upcoming break is so different in terms of drama and sports drama and basketball that, and I think I even say it, if you would have turned it in as a Hollywood script, they would have kicked it back to you and said, this is too corny. We'll do it for you next. Andy in for Mace. Mason in Ireland, ESPN LA.
But first, ZipRecruiter.
ZipRecruiter is one of my favorite things to talk about because Ian Siegel, the guy who invented it, a guy I know, puts it simply, we don't leave anything to chance. And here's what he means. ZipRecruiter uses matching technology to quickly show your job to qualified candidates immediately. So if you're hiring, you got to use the site, and you can use it for free. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Put your job up there right now. Do it. You can even apply filters and screening questions to your job post to save time in helping you get top-rate talent fast. How fast? 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. No wonder ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated hiring site in the game based on G2. So if you ever need to score the best, go with ZipRecruiter. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
USC football.
Fight on.
Miller at the 5. Miller
Trojans kick off the season Saturday, August 29th against San Jose State.
Right into a sack. Boom, down he goes. Dives inside of the end zone. Touchdown, USC. Jake Mayava's done it with his feet again.
Kickoff is at noon.
On your home for Trojan football.
USC football is back this fall on ESPN LA. LA's mega sports station. Fight on.
It's DeMarco Farr and my guy, attorney Big Al, in studio with me today.
The biggest mistake that people do is think that they can handle a car accident themselves. I don't need a lawyer. I don't need to bother with a lawyer. I'll just do it. It's not a big deal. I'll talk to the insurance company and handle it myself. That's the biggest mistake you could do because you don't know what you're doing. There are lots of different aspects of a car accident that you're going to mess up. And as you mess up your case in 1 week and 2 weeks and 3 weeks, by the time you call the lawyer, it's way too late. You already messed everything up. So the first mistake is thinking that you can do this yourself. You're not going to do a good job. You're going to hurt yourself and cause yourself a lot of pain down the road. The point of getting an attorney is to let them take care of all the problems. They're the experts. They know how to deal with all the problems. They know how to fix your car. They know how to get you treatment. They know how to deal with insurance companies. Don't do it yourself.
If you're in an accident, I've got a guy, attorney Big Al. 1-800-HURT-123 or attorneybigalca.com.
Attorney Big Al's attorney Ken Klein, based in Los Angeles.
Hey, it's Jordan Moore. USC football is back for another season on ESPN LA. Don't miss the return of Trojans Live, Monday at 6 on ESPN LA. Me, Sean Cody, Keely Yore, we will get you ready for kickoff of the USC season and cover everything USC athletics. Plus, we'll talk to the head coach, Lincoln Riley. Trojans Live is back, Monday at 6 on your home for USC football. ESPN LA. Fight on.
Do you read more about your team in the off-season than in the season? Does your game day outfit include a brown bag with eye holes? Then you may be a fan of a BST or bad sports team. Luckily, when you bundle your home and auto insurance with Progressive, you're protected. Because seeing your painted face in the rearview mirror after a loss isn't just depressing. It's distracting. Visit Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Covered subject to policy terms. Not available in all states or situations.
Harry Douglas here to help you ignite your taste buds with Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shots. Juicy cherry, citrus lime, and blue raspberry. It's that iconic freezer pop flavor, but with none of that guilty sugar aftermath. The perfect summer kick. It's delicious, portable, zero sugar energy shot bursting with flavor. Bring on the summer with Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shots, available online at 5hourenergy.com and on Amazon.
And it is Mason and Ireland, your Monday afternoon. Andy in for Mace tonight at 6 p.m. Don't miss the return of Trojans Live. Back as we get ready for USC football this weekend against San Jose State. Trojans Live with Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, Keely Yore, the whole gang. And, of course, we'll talk to head coach Lincoln Riley. That's 6 p.m. on 710 a.m., the all-new ESPN LA app. Followed exactly at 7 by Lakers Talk with Mike Trudell and Geeter McGee. That's tonight. Right now, though, more of Mason and Ireland, your Monday afternoon on ESPN LA.
All right, today is Andy Kamenetsky in Ireland. And Andy, 10 years ago, Kobe Bryant played his final game as a Laker. What do you remember more than anything else from that night?
I mean, that there was a quite literal carnival outside then Staples Center.
The entire LA Live area now, which is Chick Hearn, was just packed with people. Not cars, people.
Yeah, I mean, there was a Ferris wheel, there were rides. I mean, it was a true carnival. But also, too, that Kobe, he put up 60, but the game started really rough. Like, it started out, he could not make a shot. I'm sure there was a lot he was feeling in that moment. But the other piece of it, too, like everyone focuses on the 60 points, that he put up 50 shots.
Yeah, 22 of 50.
That was a career high for Kobe in field goal attempts, including like triple overtime games.
And wait a minute, didn't he have more in the 81-point game?
Nope.
Really?
I'm 100% sure of
Okay.
this. If you had asked me heading into that game, what is more likely, Kobe scoring 60 or putting up 50, I would have said 60, not even close, because you know he's going to get some favorable calls. He's going to get to the line. He's going to take a lot of shots. I did not think Kobe, at that stage of his career, was physically capable of taking 50 shots.
He was 38 years old, and he was coming off of an Achilles reconstruction. But we do this every year on Kobe Day. Today is August 24th, 8/24. And this is the favorite game that Michael and I have ever called together. It was Kobe's last game. I was on a bad team that year. They weren't going to the playoffs. But 16, the final minutes of Kobe Bryant's career as heard live on ESPN LA. Crowd chanting MVP. Free throw. Good. 49 for Kobe. He's played a season-high 40 minutes. He has a season-high 49 points. And there are exactly 2 minutes, 5 seconds remaining in his career. Breathing heavy and obviously tired. Hayward dribbles left, down the middle, stripped. Grabbed by Randall. Randall gives it to Kobe. 1 point away from 50. Kobe dribbles right, down the middle, all the way, powers up. 50! Kobe has 51 points as he lays it up and in. Are you kidding me? 51 points. Shelvin Mack traveling, and the Lakers aren't dead yet in the game. 96-90.
Who does this? Only one guy. And they're watching him right now. You're listening to it. This game is winnable, so you just leave him in? They're only down 6 with 1:34 to go.
That's a great question. I don't know.
I would leave him in until the last possession.
There he is. Kobe down the middle, pulls up, 15-footer. Good!
Yeah, Lakers
Hayward, top of the key. Hayward, three-pointer. No good. Rebound, Nance. Give it to Kobe. 1:05
He's looking to pull up and
go
shoot a
in the
three.
game. 1:05. Three-pointer by Bryant, including Jack Nicholson, is jumping up and down. You ever see anything like this?
No, this is surreal. This is like otherworldly. I mean, for him to, number one, have the energy to play like this at 37, and in a game that's competitive, and the game's up for grabs right now. So, you don't take him out. You let him play until the last possession, and let him just stay on the court and just enjoy the ovation after the final buzzer.
Staples Center is as loud as it's been all year, obviously. And if you're just tuning in, where you been? Jazz 96, Lakers 95. Kobe Bryant has 56 points. You heard me, 56 points. And Michael, now 60, which he's only done 5 times in his entire career, is not out of the question.
No, 59 seconds to go. The Lakers will get another couple of possessions. You bet he can get there.
Kobe looks dead tired. He's played 41 minutes.
He says he's going to get up tomorrow and work out. Do you really believe he will?
Not after this performance.
So they're talking to Byron Davis. Byron Davis is pumping him up.
All right, here we go. Utah ball. Jazz lead by 1. 1 minute to go in the game. Kobe with 56 points on the final night of his career. Hayward has it. Left side, Shelvin Mack almost dropped it out of bounds. Mack, top of the key, Trey Lyles. Lyles back to Mack. Three-pointer by Shelvin Mack. No good. Rebound.
Teammates are all falling down like they're fainting over there. They can't believe what they're seeing.
They trailed by 15. Kobe has 58 points, and they lead 97-96.
The whole world's tuning in right now. If people weren't watching, everybody's calling and texting all their friends. You better tune in. You're missing something special.
58 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. And his career, Michael, is over in 31.6 seconds. And the Lakers lead by 1. I kind of ruled out the game.
Yeah, kind of.
I thought, well, maybe Kobe can get 50.
You kind of hope the Jazz can score here and have about 15 seconds to go on the clock so Kobe can just come down and knock down a game winner. It's almost like the way the fates are going to have this all play out. The Jazz have 31.6 seconds. Obviously a full 24 seconds to get a shot off.
Kobe is exhausted. His teammates are jumping up all over him. Look at the smile on Gary Vidi's face. Vidi retiring after tonight. And this building is as loud as it's been since the 2010 finals. No one is left. Everyone on their feet. Utah ball with 31 seconds to go.
Their go-to guy is Gordon Hayward. So look for him to probably try to make a play here or set up a play for him to get a shot off. He's being guarded by Jordan Clarkson.
Kobe is guarding Joe Ingles, who is unlikely to take the shot. That's smart. It's Kobe, Clarkson, Nance, Randall, and Russell.
Ingles will take it if you leave him alone. He's a good shooter.
Trey Lyles has it in the left corner, guarded by Randall. Give it to Hayward. Back to Lyles. Lyles dribbles right. Lyles down the middle. Met by Randall. Puts it up, no good. Ball's loose. Lakers have it. Shot clock is off. Kobe's got the ball.
They got to foul him.
Brings it into the front court. They foul him, and Kobe has a chance to get to 60 and put the Lakers up by 3. Listen to this crowd.
They had a foul to give. So get the ball back to Kobe and make them foul him again.
So my bad, no free throws here. That was the first in the last 2 minutes. If they foul again, and Kobe has the ball again, dribbles right, and they foul him. So now he goes to the free throw line. If he makes these 2 free throws, Kobe has 60, and the Lakers lead by 3. There are 14.8 seconds to go. 14.8. Listen to this building. Talk about sending a guy out right. Wow.
Kobe embraces Shaq over there on the sideline.
Michael, you've been doing this forever. Ever see anything like this?
No. 60 points, 37 years old, body all banged up, having to be iced down, missed games. It's just, it's superhuman. And like I said, I'm sure the word has spread around the world. And if people weren't watching this game or listening to this game, they've all tuned in. If some people were watching the Warriors make history tonight with their 73rd win.
Kobe had a 38-point second half. It's Utah ball. 4.1 seconds to go. The Lakers lead by 5. Are you kidding me? I'll say it again. And now they're trying to get Kobe out of the game so the fans can give him an ovation. Ryan Kelly is checking into the game, and Lawrence Tanner should announce this.
Replacing Kobe Bryant.
Kobe is embraced. Don't go anywhere. And that was the last time we saw Kobe Bryant in a Laker uniform. It's, man, I'll tell you, Andy, we play it every year. Every year I get goosebumps just remembering that night and how it was literally like a movie.
It was pretty insane. I mean, being in the building, it was pretty unreal, surreal, however you want to put it, to watch. You know the 4 teammates of his that are still in the league?
I know D'Angelo Russell's one.
1.
I know Julius Randle's 1.
2.
Jordan Clarkson.
3.
Who would the 4th be? Larry Nance?
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, wow. All right, coming up next, Game of Games. Andy's game. We'll tackle it next, ESPN LA.
Mornings in LA start with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
Jeannie's biggest mistake was this. If your life and your identity is the Los Angeles Lakers, then you don't sell the team. You generate cash by selling a piece of the team, but you don't sell the majority of the team if it's everything that you're all about. And because she sold the team to Mark Walter, and because Mark is now dealing with all of these federal investigations, the new owners don't want her, don't need her to be the governor, don't need her to run the organization, don't need her to be fan-facing, front-facing. It's been a great run for you and your family. Get out. And that doesn't work well for her because this is her life. But if this was the most important thing to you, keeping the Lakers in the Buss family, girlfriend, you shouldn't have sold the team.
The Morning Show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN Los Angeles.
there you were, surrounded by fans, sharing wings, sharing drinks, high-fiving random strangers. Everybody remembers the game, but nobody remembers the guy coughing behind you until a few days later. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You wake up, you got a fever, your throat's on fire. So now what? Urgent care closed, ER slammed, telehealth? Maybe, but the pharmacy's closed. You need a medical emergency kit. These are not first aid kits, everybody. They contain essential prescriptions used for over 30 common conditions, sinus and ear infections, UTIs, stomach bugs, traveler's diarrhea, and more. You can even use your doctor-developed guidebook to select the right prescription or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. It's like an urgent care in a drugstore in your house. When you're sick, traveling, or stranded, you'll wish you ordered a medical emergency kit. Order online in minutes, and it's shipped to your door. Save $45 with our promo code 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710. That's promo code 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710.
Hey, it's Kirk Herbstreit. When it's game time, you need a good playbook, especially in the kitchen. Because when a crowd wants wings, fresh pizza, and mouthwatering sliders, you better have options in your kitchen.
With Frigidaire Range, you get over 15 cooking modes, including stone-baked pizza, air fry, and air sous vide. Your game time MVP combo built right into your oven. Available at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
And it is time on Mason and Ireland for the final segment. The final segment of the show, always Game of Games time, presented by the one and only Jacob Emrani.
Call Jacob.
Call Jacob.com. And yes, that new telephone number, 800-345-6789. 800-345-6789.
Hi, this is Jacob Emrani.
Game of Games made possible by the law offices of Jacob Emrani. Let's do it. Game of Games time on Mason and Ireland. Take it away, Mace.
All right, no Mace today, but we welcome Travis Rogers to the program, who's going to play a little game of games with us. Hi, Trav.
Hello.
Andy Kamenetsky's game today. Andy's games are always good. What do we got today?
Well,
four players: Brian Cohen, Emily Hebel, John Ireland, Travis Rogers. Stage is yours.
Well, as we established, it is Mamba Day, Kobe Bryant Day, 8/24. So with that in mind, some Kobe Bryant trivia. And I realize it'd be hard to find facts that y'all don't know, like this particular demo,
Right.
but Kobe accepted challenges, so shall I. It is well known that Kobe grew up a huge Lakers fan, VHS cassettes of the Showtime Lakers sent to Italy by his grandfather. But he was also really into baseball as a kid and was a diehard fan of one specific team. Which was it? The Mets, the Dodgers, or the Cardinals? Mets, Dodgers, or Cardinals?
I don't know this. Brian.
Mets.
Emily.
Dodgers.
I'll go Dodgers. Trav.
Cardinals.
BC gets on the board.
He was a Mets fan.
He
huh?
wanted to be Darryl Strawberry, and he, I want to say maybe like 2020, gave an interview about baseball saying that he still had a Ron Darling baseball card.
Oh, that's great.
Kobe was the MVP of a high school ABCD camp in 1995. One of his teammates there became a teammate as a Laker. Which one? Samaki Walker, Theo Ratliff, or Lamar Odom? Samaki Walker, Theo Ratliff, Lamar Odom.
Emily.
Odom.
I'm going to go Ratliff. Trav.
Walker.
Brian.
Odom.
Emily and BC.
Hey, wow.
2 for BC, 1 for
Trav,
Emily.
you and I are so live for Lucky Loser. We got to start thinking
Sure.
about which way we're going here.
Back door
All right,
in
here
this
we go.
thing.
Who assisted Kobe's first career basket? Shaquille O'Neal, Derek Fisher, Nick Van Exel. Shaq, Fish, Van Exel.
This one's me. I'll go Van Exel. Trav?
I'm going to take Shaq.
Okay. Brian?
Fisher.
M?
Van Exel.
BC building a big lead.
Wow. Brian running away with it. Brian 3, Emily 1. John and Travis, self-proclaimed sports experts, bupkis between the two of us.
Third game of his rookie
In a
season.
Kobe Bryant
Yeah,
game.
right. Third game of his rookie season in Charlotte, of all places, kind of poetic. He scored 5 points in that game in under 7 minutes. Also,
He didn't score a bucket till his third game.
Yeah.
Well, remember, he was 18. He didn't play much.
Yeah.
And his first points were at the free throw line.
Okay.
Okay, so we got BC at 3, Emily 1, Travis and John still alive for lucky loser. The Kobe air balls in Game 5 versus the Jazz have become part of the Kobe mythology, motivated him to work harder, but he wasn't afraid of the moment. But it's been forgotten over time that Kobe had to play so much down the stretch of that game because Byron Scott was injured, Shaq fouled out before the game eventually hit overtime, and one of Kobe's teammates was ejected for fighting. Which teammate was it? Jerome Kersey, Eddie Jones, or Robert Horry? Kersey, Jones, or Horry ejected for fighting in Game 5 versus Utah?
Trap.
Kersey.
Brian.
Robert Horry.
Emily.
Eddie Jones.
I'm going Kersey.
Dude, BC is a closet Kobe expert.
I'm on. I know which way I'm going now.
Yeah.
Third quarter, he threw a forearm shiver at Jeff Hornacek, which I get.
And I can verify BC is not looking at anything.
Okay.
No, he's doing great.
All right.
Brian, 4.
Kobe fan,
Emily, 1. John, Trav, how many are left?
I've got 6, I believe.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Trav, we got a long way to go.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can do
Which team does Kobe have his career highest scoring average against? Hint, these are the 3 highest.
Okay.
Portland, Toronto, Golden State. Portland, Toronto, Golden State. Career highest scoring average against that team.
Brian.
Golden State.
Emily.
Toronto.
All right. I'm trying to miss this. So I'm going to say Portland. Trav?
81 was Toronto. Portland.
Well, you guys are off the lucky loser
Oh,
path.
no.
It is
Really?
27.3 points, just edging out Toronto and Golden State, which were a clean 27.
All right. So, Trav, we're 3 down, and we've got a little bit around 5 to go.
Yep.
All right.
Comeback starts now.
All right. Brian is 4, and everybody else has 1. Okay, here we go.
Which is higher, Kobe's career high for assists in a game or career high for rebounds in a game? They are as close as it gets.
Brian.
Rebounds.
Emily.
Assists.
I'm going to go. You want the higher number?
Yeah,
It
higher
has to be rebounds. He didn't have a lot of assists. I'm going rebounds.
Assists.
It is assists.
Oh!
17 assists in a game, 2015 in a loss versus the Cavs. His other co-starters, Ronnie Price, Jordan Hill, Wesley Johnson, and Ed Davis, with Carlos Boozer, Jeremy Lin. That's some excellent
How is
playmaking.
it possible that I am dead last in a Kobe Bryant game?
Well, he's still got a little time.
All right, here we go.
Okay. Among opponents Kobe squared off against in at least 50 total games, regular season and or playoffs, who does he have the highest winning percentage against? Again, these are actually the top 3. Jason Kidd, Damon Stoudemire, or Hito Turkoglu. So Kidd, Stoudemire, or Turkoglu. Highest winning percentage against them.
And those are the top 3.
They actually
okay,
are the
Brian,
top 3.
what's the answer?
Turkoglu.
Emily.
Kidd.
Trav.
Turkoglu.
Who's the one that nobody said?
They've Stoudemire, maybe?
Yeah, I'll take Stoudemire.
Emily, it's Jason Kidd.
Wow.
54 total games, counting the playoffs, 36 and 18.
How many are left?
I've got 3 plus a bonus.
Okay, so I have to go opposite of Brian. It's Brian 4, Emily 3, Trav 2, John 1. Here we go.
Kobe's most infamous nickname during his career, obviously the Black Mamba, but he also had a very specific nickname in China where he was a god. What was the nickname? Gang Boss, the King of Eights, or Little Flying Warrior? Gang Boss, King of Eights, or Little Flying Warrior?
Brian.
Little Flying Warrior.
Emily.
That one's too fun. Yeah, Little Flying Warrior.
Trav.
The 8th one.
All right, I'll go Gang Boss.
It is Little Flying Warrior.
Wow, I'm out.
Gang Boss was apparently the nickname for Michael Jordan, and the King of Eights was apparently Tristan Thompson.
Well, everybody knew that. Yeah.
You didn't get that.
I got it wrong.
Yeah, okay. So
But I got it.
All right, so there's 2 left.
There are 2 left.
All right, Travis and John are out.
Go get a
Emily
cup of coffee
yeah.
for us, John.
Yeah. Brian has 5, Emily has 4. Here we go.
Kobe had a brief foray into rapping, the single K.O.B.E. featuring
Tyra Banks.
Tyra Banks really had to be there. But he also appeared in a remixed version of a hit song by which of these groups? TLC, Destiny's Child, or In Vogue? TLC, Destiny's Child or In Vogue, Kobe
I
appeared
know this.
in a remix of one of their hits.
Brian.
TLC.
M. Take your shot here. You ride with TLC.
Let's go. Destiny's Child.
Emily, you will be glad that you
Yeah.
He appeared in a remix of Say My Name. He did both an intro and some rapping.
Okay, it's 5-5. This is the last one. Emily has to go first, and there's a tiebreaker if we need it.
Yep. According to IMDb, Kobe only had one acting role where he did not play himself. It was a 1996 episode of the sitcom Moesha. What was the character's name? Terry Hightower, Jackson Vahue, or John Irons? Terry Hightower, Jackson Vahue, or John Irons? Kobe's character name on Moesha.
Emily.
What was the first one again?
Terry Hightower.
That guy.
Brian.
I also like Terry Hightower.
You both should be glad that you follow your instincts because it's Terry Hightower.
Okay, that means it's all getting decided on this tiebreaker. Here we go.
By the way, the episode was called The Whistleblower. Moesha is suspected of test-taking when the star basketball player, Terry Hightower, played by Kobe, doubles his SAT score. A very special
That
episode.
that show was shot on the Paramount lot where I happened to be that day.
Oh.
I ran into him that day.
Jackson Vahue was Rick Fox's character on Oz, John Irons, and I believe it was Shaq's in the movie Steel.
Okay.
Tiebreaker. How many total points did Kobe score in high school?
Can you get a range, please?
Somewhere between 1 and 1 million. His high school career. Total high school career.
So 4 years of high school.
You want the average or the total number?
Total number.
Okay.
I'm so bad at this.
My fault.
Well, just make up a number. It's not that hard.
No, I've seen Emily do this. It is actually that hard.
All right.
I got a number.
Brian, do you have a number?
I do.
What'd you write down?
5,000.
What?
Emily.
800. What?
Can I guess?
Hold on. Let me do some math
You're going
really
to have to
quick.
guess.
3,600.
Okay. I need to do some quick math.
See, I
here.
have no idea what even to
I
start
think
with.
I'm going 2,200.
Okay. You said.
One between
Hold on. I got to do math really quickly.
5,000 for Brian, 800 for Emily.
Sorry, I really genuinely have to.
No, just tell me what the number is. I'll do it. I can do math in my head really fast.
It's done. Emily Hebel wins.
What's the number?
2,280 or 2,883.
You were close.
2,883.
Yeah, 2020 was close, but by the way, I can see why you need to do math.
Yes,
That is
I
pretty
mean, I
close.
really did need
Yeah.
to do math. 2,883. He broke the high school record of one Wilt Chamberlain.
All right. Hey, do you have DeMarco with you today?
Yeah.
Andy, I'm going to ask Travis and DeMarco the question I asked you earlier. Do you think they can get it within 30 seconds?
I think they will tag teaming it, particularly because DeMarco played.
I say they won't be able to. Emily says they will. We'll find out next. Supercross Talk, ESPN LA.
Hey, it's Jordan Moore. USC football is back for another season on ESPN LA. Don't miss the return of Trojans Live, Monday at 6 on ESPN LA. Me, Sean Cody, Keely Yore, we will get you ready for kickoff of the USC season and cover everything USC athletics. Plus, we'll talk to the head coach, Lincoln Riley. Trojans Live is back, Monday at 6 on your home for USC football. ESPN LA. Fight on.
I'm going to Morongo for my fantasy football draft party. My first pick, cheerleaders. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Football's back, and we're giving every league commissioner just what they need, a draft party.
Number 2.
Make Labor Day weekend a Morongo weekend. Book a suite or private casita.
And the number 1 reason.
We're giving away a 2026 Mustang GT Fastback, the 31st.
Morongo, good times.
When the crowd erupts, when the game is on the line, when the moment becomes a memory, be there. Introducing Premium Select memberships at Crypto.com Arena. Experience Lakers, Kings, and Sparks games from Premium Club seating with flexible membership options designed for you. Enjoy marquee matchups, playoff opportunities, and exclusive member benefits. Premium Select memberships. More of the moments you love, less of the commitment. Visit CryptoArenaSuites.com to secure your membership today.
Here in Los Angeles, our city water is loaded with chlorine and chemicals. That's why I got LifeSource Whole House Water System. It cleans and conditions water from every tap for healthier water with no salt and no regular maintenance. No more harsh, skin-irritating city water. Upgrade your water and your life with LifeSource. I did, and I'm never going back. LifeSource has been doing it for decades. Read the reviews. Call the LifeSource California factory today at 800-WATER-99 or visit LifeSourceWater.com. LifeSource Water, it's not just better, it's essential. LifeSource, taste and feel the difference. Warranty limitations apply.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk. It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Woo, 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 woo. It is Monday, and we have a three-headed monster. DeMarco Farr, Travis Rogers, and Marcus Grant all here today.
Hello.
All right, so somebody asked me this my friend Danny asked me this on the golf course last week, and it is a trivia question that if I give you guys plenty of time, you would get easily. So I'm not going to give you plenty of time. I'm going to, between the three of you, I'm going to give you 20 seconds to come up with the correct answer, okay? And I personally don't think you can do it. Andy thinks you can do it.
Yeah.
Emily's with me. She thinks you cannot do it. Are you ready?
Sure. Can we just start guessing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Of the current 32 NFL teams, there are 4 and only 4 who have never appeared in a Super Bowl. Name them.
Cleveland.
1.
Jacksonville.
2.
Chargers have.
Super Bowl.
Minnesota.
Texans.
10. Texans, 3. You're only missing 1.
Minnesota.
No,
Minnesota's
been like
that's right.
5 seconds.
Jets have been in. Giants
NFC
have been
team.
in. Bills, NFC team. Bears.
20 seconds is up.
Lions.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
22 seconds.
They would have gotten in the original 30.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sucks.
All
right. Oh, my God.
All right, here's a harder one that I will not put a time
Harder
on.
one?
A harder one. There are only 4 quarterbacks ever, starting quarterbacks. So I'm going to look for a bench guy here. 4 quarterbacks ever that have won a college football national championship and a Super Bowl. Name them. And here's your hint.
There's 4 total?
4 total. When you think about the Super Bowls, one was in the 60s, one was in the 70s, one was in the 80s, and one was in the 2020s.
All right, so national championship. Oh, so, well, no, because Peyton Manning never won a national championship. Did Namath win a national championship?
That is number 1. You got it, in the 60s. That's number 1. Now you need the 70s, the 80s, and the 2020s.
Stabler?
That's the one in the 70s.
Yeah.
All right? So now you
80s.
need the 80s, and the 80s is the one you should get the easiest.
Joe Montana?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then 2020s, you'll get this, Marcus.
2020s.
Just happened.
Oh, Sam Darnold.
No. You didn't win a national
No, he
championship.
didn't win a national championship. Who Burrow. was?
That's what I was trying to remember was that Rose Bowl.
Jalen Hurts.
Boom.
Oh, yeah.
But aren't those two good?
Yeah,
I guess the thing about Hurts is that it was Tua that threw the game-winning touchdown.
He was
pass,
there,
right?
though.
No, other way around. Wasn't it? Didn't Tua? No.
Tua came in.
Jalen got hurt.
And then Tua comes in and throws the deep pass to
I
win.
can't remember if he got hurt or benched.
He got benched.
Yeah, and then they
only Nick Saban would bench the quarterback at halftime
And
in
then
an
he
unbeaten
And
team.
stop asking me about my quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's wild.
Speaking of quarterbacks, DeMarco, we had a debate earlier that I actually think that Stetson Bennett, if pressed into service, could be a serviceable backup quarterback. Emily wants him on the first bus out of town. She says he is not, in her opinion, he is not an NFL quarterback. He's perfect for the preseason, but if you need to play him in regular season games, you're dead. What do you think?
Wow. Well, we were going to talk about this later on. I think he's played his way onto this team. So at the very least, you're going to carry 3 quarterbacks because I still think it's close, which is a credit to Ty Simpson. But Stetson Bennett knows the offense. That ain't easy. He's been in it a long time. Here's the other thing. They trust him, and he's getting better. He's just a backup. So if he had to get you through 3 or 4 weeks, I think you'd be okay with that. Now, if he had to get you through 17 weeks, you may want to look for some help.
How excited, if at all, can Rams fans get that they absolutely boat raced the Saints in a game that was not close, 34-0?
I was looking up quarterback stats between Stetson Bennett and Ty Simpson. The Rams are the only team in the NFL this preseason that have 2 guys in the top 10. are top five.
They're
both good. So you haven't turned it over. Your offenses look pretty good, and your defense has held people out of the end zone. So, and these are your backups. So when you're playing this well as your 2s and 3s, that means your culture's good. That means you're fixed. So you should be pretty excited, or this is where this team should be with all the hype and the talent that we've been talking about. You should be doing this to teams right now.
We were talking earlier about the fact that Jed York, the 49ers president, was arrested for soliciting prostitution. It's an ugly story. It happened in Ohio over the weekend. But we've all talked about, all five of us, that we all think Puka Nacua and Alaric Jackson could be suspended for the first game for violating the personal conduct policy. Why is it that I think that nothing will happen to Jed York in relation to the
because you've been doing this for a while. You've seen this before.
Yeah, the owners.
Isn't that a disconnect? I mean, it is. You're either protecting the shield or you're not, right?
But it is and it isn't. It is from a logical basis. To your point, it either an offense is an offense is an offense, unless one of the guys that's in the club is the offender,
right?
And he's in the club, and he's one of the 32 owners of these teams, and their rules are not the same rules as how many players in the league? 1,500.
Yeah.
They have a different set of rules.
But the personal conduct policy, DeMarco, is designed to keep people from embarrassing the shield, right? Didn't Jed York just do exactly that?
More than absolutely. Yeah. It's a big time embarrassment.
So why should he not be subject to discipline?
Okay, I'll answer this way. Did you see the story about Daniel Snyder? It was a blurb. The old owner of the Commanders.
Right.
Recently.
Okay, no. He lives in London. Like, he left the country. Like,
I don't blame him. He was pretty disliked.
Right. Big time. But, I mean, you don't see the owners as much. There's not a day-to-day thing with them. And if you say, okay, you're suspended for 4 weeks, okay, great, I'll go live someplace else. Like, I think you have to punish them in other ways. It's different from players and different from coaches.
Right. When Bob Kraft got his situation
where the tape magically disappeared,
right, and nothing happened.
Yeah,
right. It just
same thing with Jim Irsay when he used to get in trouble.
It goes away quick.
All right, Marcus, I'll start with you on this one. This is what I led the show with today. And for people that don't know, Marcus does the Blue Review every day, so he talks about the Dodgers every day during the year. When I watched Stan Kasten on Friday night go down to the batting cage, initiate an impromptu press conference, he didn't have to do it. He just gathered the reporters around and then tripled down that the Dodgers are not being sold. There is no process. We haven't looked into it. We're not going to. I know the numbers. I run the team. The Dodgers are not for sale. They're not going to be for sale. You guys can keep saying that, but I'm here to tell you it's not happening. I think he knows something. I don't think he goes that hard unless they've already cut a deal or he knows that Mark can hang on to the Dodgers. Andy says I'm being naive. It means nothing. It's a guy standing up for his boss. If you had to pick a lane, Andy's lane or my lane, which is more accurate?
I think I'm more veering into Andy's lane right now. I mean, the Lakers
weren't
a
crowded lane, Marcus.
The Lakers weren't for sale until they were, right? I mean, that whole thing happened. It happened fast enough that the Buss family was blindsided by the whole thing. I think Stan Kasten is saying what he has to say. I think he's sort of carrying the water and trying to ease everybody's feelings, but nothing about that makes me feel any differently. Like, I'm enjoying what we got, but if we wake up this time next week and there's a story on social media that the Dodgers are prepared to be sold, it wouldn't surprise me either at this point.
Trav, it would surprise me. How about you?
I go towards Andy and Marcus.
Bumper to bumper, baby. This
I think it's,
come on, Marco. Come on. My name's wide open, man. Come on.
I think it's a guy that's doing what he is. While Stan Kasten is a very powerful employee, he is an employee of the team, and he is carrying a message, in my opinion. The part that really gives me pause for all of this stuff and why I think that we are way, way, way far away from the end of this story. Not one person that knows stuff is saying, guys, this isn't that big of a deal.
Stan Kasten
but he's got skin in the game. I'm talking outside.
And he also tried to deflect just with the idea that Walter's being federally investigated. Everybody knows that he is.
Everybody that understands high finance, and my hand is not in the air. Okay, I don't understand it, but everybody that does is saying he's got a problem, and the only way to fix the problem is with cash. And the thing that will bring him the most cash is the Dodgers.
I'm not even,
who knows?
I'm not even sure Mark Walter truly knows the answer at this point.
Are you dug in there, John? Like, really?
Yeah, I don't think they're selling.
Really, at all?
Nope.
Okay.
I hope you're right.
I hope so.
All these financial reports are that he needs to have this resolved by the end of 2026. I'd be willing to bet a lot of money that on January 2nd, 2027, Mark Walter is still the owner of the Dodgers, and they have not been put up for sale or even engaged in a sale process.
Well, we're not betting anymore. It's trading.
Okay.
It's a prediction market.
All right. Marcus, Travis, and DeMarco coming at you next, ESPN LA.
And it is the 15-minute mark right here on